Children of all ages, I am Etepo Kuyan of the Place to Be Reviews, and this is episode number 52. Disney Star Wars is going woke, going broke. They're fucked. I'm starting it right from the get-go. And we are tonight the cult of personality. Truly, I am joined by the panel this evening, including my amazing co-host, Miss Monica J. How you doing, Monica?
Hey, buddy.
Are you on and with us now?
I don't think so. I have no idea what's happening.
Well, regardless, she is here for the time being, and of course we're gonna go. We're gonna do this in a little special order now. Next, he's making another appearance on The Place to Be. As I said, this guy impressed us so much in his debut that we decided to bring him back again. Either that or he's just a glutton for punishment. Ladies and gentlemen, Link 7. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing fine. Wubba lubba dub dub.
Wubba lubba dub dub. Oh, how you doing tonight, bro? You ready for another big show?
I'm ready for the insanity.
Hey, that's what we do here. And next on the panel, ladies and gentlemen, he is none other than my brother from another mother, the Groovinator.
What's up, Raiders? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? What's up, fans of Etepo Kuyan's A Place to Be Reviews? It is I, Groovinator, the cynical cyborg, the brother from another mother. You might know me from RaidersOfLostFlix.com.
I can't hear you, Adam.
Host of Mad Movie Moments. Can you not hear me?
I got you.
Host of Mad Movie Moments. Star of Cynical Cyborg Cinema. I like my women like I like my music. Independent, industrial, and in the dark. But I just got one thing to say for the benevolent one, the Etepo Kuyan. I did not hit her. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
This world is tearing me apart. You all betrayed me. I'm going to my room.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
Lisa, you're tearing me apart. Oh, Lisa, you're so beautiful. And with that being said, we have one more introduction to make. And oh, is it a big one? Because he is coming back for the first time. And I don't know, it seems like forever. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for my man. He is from the state of Ohio and repping Ohio State University, ladies and gentlemen. I speak none other than Coach LOUDY.
It's the tower of power, too sweet to be sour. Sky's the limit and space is the place. Oh, yeah. Finally, the coach has come back to the place to be.
Welcome back, LOUDY. Welcome back.
You're an expert, Pete. I really appreciate you making me come back to the show, even though it's not making me. It's fine.
What a funny story, Coach LOUDY.
Hey, that's funny. How's your sex life, Coach LOUDY?
Oh, it's pretty desolate right now.
We're going right into the fucking room references. You didn't even wait. We didn't
Tell
even
them why
wait.
we're going into the room references.
You are tearing me apart.
You tearing me apart.
You're tearing me apart, Link 7.
I find
Cheap.
Oh, what's wrong, little chicken? What's wrong? What's wrong? Oh, Monica's sitting there going, "Oh, Jesus Christ! Please stop! Please stop!"
Her mic is muted.
She muted her mic.
These mother.
She's motherfucking us already. So let's.
Can anybody still hear Adam? I can't hear Adam.
I can hear Adam.
We can all hear Adam fine.
Hey, let me know in the chat if you can hear Adam. We got the Appalachian American, Tap and Die, Flare X, all in the tax, and hashtag Oh My Lord is trending in the chat right now. Let's see. So, well, we have what is this? Link 7 are traps, gay as fuck. Oh, that's Tap and Die starting already. Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, Tap and Die. He'll be here all night. Tap can hear Adam.
Everybody hear me okay?
I
Sound
can
off
hear
if you can hear
Adam
me.
if I watch the actual YouTube stream, but I can't hear him through the headset of the app.
Pete,
That's
you have to
weird.
set the chat.
Let me see,
to
maybe
where
I can
we
try it on
see
the
what they're
desktop.
saying in YouTube because I don't. It's not coming up on, or maybe it doesn't come up from the host. Let me double check.
I can hear everyone else. That's the weird part. I can hear Coach. I can hear you. I
Okay.
just can't hear Adam.
Let me see if I can hear.
All right. Because I can hear you.
Testing.
Yeah, you're coming through clear, brother. So let's
Yeah. Okay.
see here. What do we have? What should we start with? Because we should probably start. And can we? I don't know. And all you guys are kind of checked out on the MCU, but this is kind of funny now. I've been talking about this for like at least a month and a half to 2 months, and they're talking about putting Namor in now. And I did the video on it last night, and they talked about putting him in Doctor Strange too, which really doesn't make any sense to me, because you've already got Nightmare and you've got Scarlet Witch and you've got Mordo that's going to be in it again. So I mean, and obviously Doctor Strange. So what sense does it make to introduce a character that you're going to want to give a lot of attention to, because he's the first mutant that showed up in the comics is Namor, and I had to research that. I wasn't that big of a fan. I don't know from the comics, but I researched that, and yeah, so it's like it doesn't make any sense to just throw him into Doctor Strange to me. But the only tie-in being that Scarlet Witch is like the mother of the mutants, I guess, is what they're going to do, right? Is that kind of what I'm thinking?
Mm-hmm. It just screams desperation to me.
It really does. I mean, but it's like because they put out a casting call for they're looking for an Asian actor to play Namor, which is, I guess, it looks like some of the stuff in the comics. What's up, Adam?
I'm available. I'm Asian.
Well,
you
maybe
can't tell because I'm wearing sunglasses, but I have Asian trans.
Maybe we could cast that as a Native American and cast Elizabeth Warren in that role. I don't know. I'm just saying. No, but I mean, I don't know. I think that I'm happy to see like them. I think it'd be cool to see Namor come in, but I'm leaning more towards Black Panther 2 for Namor than because they've already
that would make more sense.
They've already teased it in Endgame with the scene with Okoye and Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, when they were in the headquarters and they're on the multi-screens, and she said we've had the earthquakes off the coast of off the coast of Africa, and they're underwater earthquakes, and Scarlett Johansson's like, what did you do about it? She's like, nothing, they're underwater earthquakes. And they were talking about that was kind of a tease for Namor. He was down there doing that. So I mean, that would be kind of cool if they used that, but
I should have two kings fighting each other.
Yes, that was a
two
big
kings, two kingdoms.
Yep. And he probably wouldn't be like the complete villain in that movie, because I don't see them making him a villain and then giving him a redemption arc in the same movie. I think there'll probably be an overarching villain or threat that would kind of bring those two together, because he's not a complete villain in the comics.
No, Namor is weird. Namor, they keep going back and forth on him. Mm-hmm. Right now, I think he's still a bad guy right now in the comics. It's weird.
I know there's been, like I said, there's been a lot of back and forths with his character, just from the research I've had to do to kind of find out more about him. And it's like he's the other king of Atlantis. You know, it's like, where's Aquaman? Where's Aquaman? Is Aquaman not paying attention to this motherfucker?
Hey, actually, did you read the 90s Marvel vs. DC comic? Aquaman whooped his behind and pretty much dropped like a killer whale on him.
Oh, he did? See, I did not read that. Holy shit.
I think I gotta remember, he says a line like, what is it? The difference between me and you is you're noble, I'm not too noble to cheat.
What crazy alternate reality
drops
did I
like
drop
an entire,
into
like,
where
Free Willy, like he just drops it right on. You gotta look that up if you can find it.
I'll check it out.
So funny.
What crazy alternate reality did I drop into where Aquaman is now a
that says a lot for Namor, because Aquaman wasn't always cool. And when you're considered a second-rate Aquaman, that's not really... Obscurity is the only thing that saved Namor from having Aquaman's reputation. People didn't know who he was.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, man, because he's like that's a pretty obscure character from all accounts, anyway. You know,
which is weird considering he's the first.
Yeah, yeah, it's weird. Yeah, he's the first mutant, but yet everybody just kind of like sleeps on him. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to that. Like I said, man, and it sucks because like Monica was making fun of me for this Monday night. She's like, every time you say you get enthused about a project or a movie, it just like goes to shit. I'm like, so I'm just gonna start saying I'm gonna have to be like I made that message, you know, me and Adam were talking about that, wanting to be more positive, and I'm like, here I have to be negative to get positive results. So I'm just gonna come out and just be like completely.
That's true.
Like,
I'm kind of hoping that when I see Terminator, it'll just be a complete disaster, and then you know, and I go there and I'm surprised.
It's not looking good for Marvel right now.
No, it's not looking good for Marvel at all right now. They are just they're already going to phase 5. So it's like they go to phase 5.
But they got to go to phase 5. Phase 4 looks like it sucks.
And that's exactly it. They know that they're like, oh my God, we shit the bed. We shit the bed already, and we haven't even released anything out of this phase. And boom, here is Feige's like, but look over here. But wait, there's more. And he's waving his other hand. You know, it's like he's like, and then it's like, here we go. You know, but like I said, man, Kevin Feige is the master of the long con, and boy, did he honey dick the shit out of a lot of people for a lot of years, like a decade.
Yes, he did.
More than a decade. I've been
telling that to people for years. He is no different from Kathleen Kennedy. He's just smarter.
Yep.
Feige does not care about you. He's not your friend. He's not going to have a beer with you.
No.
He's supposed to hustle you out of your money.
Yep.
He'll have some soy milk with you.
Yeah, he'll definitely have a soy latte with you. You know, like maybe you can meet Ryan Johnson in that supposed researcher that wrote that article about how toxic the fans were by the percentages and all that last year.
Which one? I'm kind of losing track of which toxic one I'm watching.
You mean the thing that said I'm far right for hating The Last Jedi, even though I'm pretty sure I voted left?
Yeah, I was going to say, you're one of those evil white supremacists that hates The Last Jedi.
That's weird.
Wait a second.
Called Nazi and all this stuff is like I'm liberal. I'm black and I'm liberal.
I was going to say, I've seen a picture of you. You're not a white supremacist unless you're Clayton Bigsby from the Dave Chappelle Show.
I am. When I had someone ask me that, I remember a few times ago, I was like, I don't get it. Aren't you liberal? And I was like, yeah, I'm liberal. But then why you hate The Last Jedi? Because it's a fucking bad movie. What does my politics got to do with it? It's just
that's
really
just it, Alex. If
movie.
you can't hear me, but if you
who I voted for ain't got nothing to do with what I think of that movie. It's a bad movie.
All right.
Man.
Wait, what's up, Adam?
We have an issue. He can't hear me, so we're constantly talking over each other.
Hold up. I'll be right back. I'm gonna see if I can fix this audio.
Okay.
He's gonna try to fix his audio.
Right on.
So you just got to remember, though, you know, when we're talking about this stuff, Loudy's got his mic. Everybody's got their mics muted except for us. So I guess it's just wait. Hang on. We got our first guest of the night.
Greetings, Dominions and Dumentite. It is I, Dictor Van Doomcock, from the center of the earth. I'm invading the place to be reviews again because Itepukuian is a dick.
I'm just.
He is a dick. Yeah.
I am a dick. Absolutely.
Well, he is what he eats, folks.
Loudy comes back in on that one. I love it.
Sorry, I had to, man. I just had to.
I think Monica is having who's this? Flare X says he has not seen Endgame yet. Which should we have said spoiler alert?
Oh no.
What is this? Oh, Appalachian American. I took my Blu-ray of Endgame back to Target and went next door to Best Buy to get the Steelbook. Nice. They cast.
I didn't buy it. I just don't feel like watching it again. I feel like once I've watched it, it's I'm not really a completist when it comes to the MCU.
See, we're renting that. Actually, my wife just bought it on Blu-ray earlier. Oh, who bounced?
Alex bounced. I think he's gonna reboot so he can hear me.
Yeah, he's trying to reconnect. Okay. Well, welcome to everyone in the chat. Big shout out, bitch slap that like button. If you need, I'll go get you baby powder because I've still got some in my wrestling bag. Flare X didn't enjoy the last couple Avengers. See, Ultron was bad. Captain America: Civil War was basically an Avengers movie. I don't know. There's something like I dug. I liked Age of Ultron because it introduced Scarlet Witch to the MCU, and Monica was admonishing me for this earlier. I like Scarlet Witch just because I didn't read the comics. I remember from the cartoon stuff like that, but I don't
I
know.
only have a couple of the Blu-rays. I have the first Thor, I have the first Captain America, I have Iron Man, the first Avengers, and both Guardians movies. And that's I've got do you consider Homecoming an MCU movie? I have that.
It is. I mean,
it plays into the MCU,
often.
so I don't see why you wouldn't put it in an MCU.
Yeah,
it's one of those movies I bought it because I just got a 4K TV and there wasn't a lot to pick from that day, so it was there, and I'm like, well, that's probably going to look pretty good on my TV, and it does. And then I never watched it again. It's not that rewatchable. Now the Guardians movies, those are very rewatchable. At least I think so.
It didn't say I didn't watch For the Women. No, I wasn't saying that, Flare-X. I wasn't saying that. No, I just didn't want to. I just didn't want to spoil it if you haven't seen it yet. But we're going to because it came out. Sorry, it's been out for a long time, man. The spoiler embargo, we lifted that a while ago. No, I bought it. I'm gonna pick it up Friday, kind of like a back to school or a going to school present for my kid, which is weird to say.
You're going to school, so I'm going to be watching superheroes all day while you're gone.
Oh, dude, that's what we do all day anyway. So it's like, now it's like I have time to go to the gym and, train and not be chubby anymore. So I'm going to be working on that, getting myself back. It's like winter time now, so I like get in shape so nobody can see me. That's the way it is. It's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, I've been doing that too. I have a long ways to go.
Dude, I haven't trained in like, I was earlier this year, like I kind of got back into it, and then like my mom got sick, and it was like I kind of had to, it just takes a back seat to everything when family stuff's involved. So
yep.
But yeah, so okay, spoil away. I won't watch. Okay, if you're not gonna watch it, then cool. You're talking about the women. There was a cringy as fuck scene in that A4 scene.
Couple of them, yeah.
That was cringy. And talking about that, they did it in Infinity War in a much better way. That trench scene with Black Widow and Okoye, and they were fighting Proxima Midnight. And that's when Scarlet Witch kind of joins in there, and she's like, "You'll die alone," and she's I think it was Okoye is like, she's not alone, and she's saying that was all right because it made sense to the plot. But that whole A-Force, like, so in the middle of that huge battle, like the women were just like, were they like, they're just like, we're gonna sync up? Was that like, I don't know. It's been talked about to death, but that still just kind of was like, it was just ham-fisted.
It's too on the nose. Yeah. It's too blatantly obvious. And
yep.
I think the worst part of that was seeing Pepper Potts in an Iron Man outfit. That was
yeah.
That was
rough. Came out of nowhere. It was like there was no build-up. It's just like, oh hey, I can do this now because man.
Didn't she used one in Iron? Didn't she use one in? No, she didn't use one in Iron Man 3.
No, she remotely controlled it.
Yeah,
she didn't wear it. She remotely controlled it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, she didn't. She
still had her badass hero moment in that movie. If you remember anything about that movie, I remember parts of it. It wasn't my favorite. Really, neither of the sequels were all that great. The first Iron Man movie was, but the sequels just kind of descended in quality a little bit.
See, the second one, man, the kid, when we first got my sister loaned me the Blu-ray, and my kid loved that one. I thought they really wasted Whiplash.
Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell was wasted. He's a fantastic actor, but he wasn't very good in that. He's fantastic in the movie Moon. Oh man, Moon is amazing. It's literally the entire movie is Sam Rockwell.
All right. I'll have to check that out.
It's science fiction. It's amazing. Yeah, it's all I can tell you about. It's directed by David Bowie's son.
Oh, really? Nice. Yeah. Huh. Oh, we got a couple comments here. No Words to Watch, like The Last Jedi. Never wanted to watch it. That's Flare-X. Yeah, absolutely. Last Jedi. I went to the theater to see that because one of my coworkers bought tickets. And I was like, okay, I can go see it for free. And I did. And I was angry, like physically angry a couple minutes into the movie when they started with the stupid jokes. Let's see. Appalachian American. She used an arm in Iron Man 3 to shoot someone. Yep. Okay. I love the briefcase suit. The briefcase suit, was it Iron Man 2?
Yeah.
That was cool when he got out to fight Mickey Rourke the first time, Whiplash. Let's see, Admiral Tiberius. I do enjoy Scarlet Witch. I'm excited she's going to be in the Doctor Strange movie. Admiral Tiberius, I share your excitement for that Scarlet Witch adding. into the Doctor Strange movie. There's Link Lex 7. He's back now. Monica, are you there too?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, there we are.
Welcome back.
I
Everybody.
was here. I was just eating dinner.
Okay. How did I know that the little one would be eating?
Great. I still can't
No.
hear anything.
You can't
hear nothing at all?
I can't hear anything. All right, I'll be right back again. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
Quick, let's
brother.
all talk trash about him.
God damn it. No, that's all right. He's fine.
Damn it, Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby. It's 8:53. We've been on for 20 minutes and already that boy ain't right. All right, we'll get it figured out. All right. The Doctor Strange movie. This is Admiral Tiberius. The Doctor Strange movie is the only Marvel movie I'm looking forward to. Yeah, Scarlet Witch is in it. Cool. I got an echo in the background there from somebody. Just watch it when it hits Netflix on fast forward. Yeah, that's about it with some of those. That's Flare
Okay,
X.
I'm back in. Can you guys hear me?
Testing.
Yep.
I hear you, Adam.
Yay!
Yay!
I had to switch to
Everybody's-
PC,
Everybody's
which is saying
everybody's
something.
back
This thing is like 10 years old.
Always switch to PC. Always.
I know, right? Even Dusty, it still works. No, I can hear you perfectly now, both of you.
all
Okay,
right.
cool. You sound better too.
Excellent.
All right.
All right. So, hey, Monica,
What's up?
do you have a rousing game of SJW bingo ready for later tonight?
I do not. I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay, that's fine. I didn't know if you did or not. That's fine. We can find enough interesting topics to
No
talk
worries.
about.
Us idiots will find enough to talk about. I'm sure.
We're let's see here. Let's see Gmail. All right. So
So what I was going to say earlier when Alex was muted is I was going to say, what kind of alternate reality did I slip into where Aquaman suddenly became a badass?
yeah.
If you'd have told me this 10 years ago, I'd have been like,
That's right. Not only is Aquaman a badass, Aquaman technically is a bigger box office draw than Batman right now.
right? Yeah. Than Batman right now. That's the key word.
Right now.
Batman right now.
Although, has any Batman movie ever made $1 billion?
I
Did
don't
Dark
think
Knight
so.
do it?
The Dark Knight didn't do $1 billion?
I don't know. Let's
Really?
see. Wait.
God,
Let's
man.
hang on.
There was
Hang on.
lines the day that came out.
Hang on.
man.
I got box
Lines.
office. I got box office
Yeah, I'm
mojo
trying
here.
to.
Make sure it's
Hang on.
adjusted
Because
for
when Dark
inflation,
Knight,
too.
I mean, yeah, Aquaman
right, let's
got
see.
it.
What do you want? The Dark Knight?
Yeah.
Just the Dark Knight, yeah.
I still haven't seen Aquaman yet, by the way. I keep saying I'm going to rent it,
Dude.
but I never do.
I absolutely love that movie.
I
I
love
do.
it.
I think it's on Netflix.
I got rid of my Netflix.
Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
thought it
I'm
was on
sorry, buddy.
HBO.
Oh, okay. So here, all right. Let's see. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try a screen share here. Let's see.
I don't think you can do. Well, yeah, maybe you can.
Let's see.
I haven't tried to screen share. They might want you to upgrade for that, though.
You won't
Let's
know till you try. I believe
Screen
you, Peter.
share.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
So stay frosty, chat. In case we bounce out, we might have to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all gonna get booted.
back.
Yep. Let's see. You know what? Nah, I won't do it. I'll just
No,
reach it.
I'm just messing with you. You can try it.
I'm afraid now. I don't want to kill those. All right, let's screw it. Let's do it here. All right, let's see. Screen share. All right, let's see. Share. Okay, here. Boom. There we go. Right here. Here's the Dark Knight. You can see the domestic gross right here. 533,
I
345.
can't see it.
You
Yeah,
can't
it's not
see
showing
it.
anything.
It's not
No.
okay. All
Yeah,
right,
no
well,
dice home slice.
all right. Well, let me
Yeah.
see. All right. Well, that's okay. Let's see. Hang on. Let's go back here. Let's see. Share. And is it? Let's see. Oh, boom. Okay, right here. There. How about now? You got it
Okay.
now?
There you
Muy
go.
bien.
Now it's working.
Okay, there we
Look at
go.
you. Look at
All right.
you, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Hey, there we go, buddy. So we've got it's 1 billion. See right there, 4,934,030. It did break $1 billion. So
Now
the
we gotta
Dark-
check and see if it beat Aquaman.
let's see. Okay, we'll go to let's
Because
look
that's
at
too narrow.
that is. That's yeah. Aquaman. Let's see. Aquaman. No, it did not. No, it did not.
Oh, Aquaman is king of DC. Oh,
Yep.
Only in that it didn't fail like Suicide Squad and BVS did.
hey.
I'm
Don't
sorry,
get-
Justice
Aquaman
League.
is a better Black Panther than Black Panther was, okay?
But wait a minute.
Aquaman-
BVS made a profit, but Justice League did not. Justice League lost.
And that saddens me, because unlike Pete, I actually like Justice League.
No.
It's not as bad
no.
as Suicide Squad.
I like Justice League. I like it. It kills me to have to rip on that movie for how bad it was. It does, because I'm more of a DC guy, but DC got so bad that look at, and it still made Justice League still made 657.
Still made money. They've all made money. Yeah. They've all
What
made
you guys
money.
need to remember is there's a trend. All right, every movie you think of that's been made by a committee, meaning Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, Justice League, anything that's assembled in a committee where they say, okay, you need to appease this demographic, you need to include this, include this, include this. Movies like the Justice League, movies like BVS had too many different things that they had to accomplish that they literally forgot to make a good movie. They didn't have any time left. They had too many different things that they were trying to cram into every single scene. And that's why movies like that always failed. You look at movies like the original Star Wars trilogy and even the Star Wars prequels, those were designed by one guy. You can say what you want about the prequels. It was still one guy, one guy's vision, one guy controlling everything. You look at the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, one guy doing those. Whenever it's the passion of one person and one person alone creating it, you have a decent movie. Whenever you have these assembled by committee movies, they almost always fail. Aquaman was... the hell's the name of the guy that did that?
James Wan.
James Wan. One guy again. All right. You need to leave one person alone and let him do his thing. Now, there's no excuse for Rian Johnson, but I think what happened with that, we're going to get into that at some point tonight. But I do believe that I'm not saying that he's innocent of what he did because the guy is an a-hole. All right. Yeah. But I do believe that he was designed to be thrown under the bus. No matter what he did, they were going to throw him under the bus.
Oh, absolutely.
James Wan?
No, I'm talking about Rian Johnson at this point.
Oh,
yeah. No, James Wan did fine. And actually, I'm a fan of most of James Wan's films anyway, so I knew that would probably be pretty decent. I'm like, okay, he's going from horror to superhero movies, but that's been done before because James Gunn did trauma movies, which I've seen a ton of those. And I'm like, you gonna get a trauma movie, a trauma guy, a Marvel movie? Are you for real?
The great thing about Aquaman that I just love so much is it made Entourage the truth. Remember the running gag to that HBO series Entourage, but the Aquaman movie, it was going to be this $1 million hit.
Yes.
It was a running gag because it's never going to be a hit.
It's like I said, man, we're living in this alternate reality where these things are becoming true.
Just the fact that Avengers became a bigger hit than Justice League is kind of like alternate reality because I was like, 10 years ago, the Avengers weren't popular.
No,
they only got popular. They only got popular because they finally put Spider-Man on the team back in the comics. That was the only thing that made them sell.
Yep. See, that's the thing, man. They really they're trying now. What they're gonna do is this is the thing that pisses me off. And they were talking about that Phase 5 leak. They had a new Avengers and a Dark Avengers project listed in that. Now, do I think they're going to do both of them in Phase 5? No, I don't. They've already ordered the script for Dark Avengers, which would lead me to believe that it would be like the Thunderbolt kind of deal, Norman Osborn kind of shit. So but they can't introduce Norman Osborn because of the Sony agreement. So I have no idea what they're going to do with that Dark Avengers roster because they've already been talking about the Red Hulk. What's his name? Ross, Lieutenant Ross or Colonel Ross, whatever his name is there. From Hulk being because he's the Red Hulk, so they're already talking about using him. So I don't know. I thought
they could use Norman Osborn because I thought the deal was they could share characters between each other because that's how come Nick Fury and Iron Man ended up in Homecoming and Spider-Man movies. The deal was a Spider-Man character was supposed to come over there, other than Spider-Man. That's what I'd always heard.
There was this big have you seen that Venn diagram of the Marvel, Sony, Universal thing? It's got how all the characters and the licenses break down now.
Oh, yeah. Just when I need a headache. And then Namor's life was a weird thing by himself.
Yeah. And because I did a video the other day. I didn't know if it would get any views or not. And it really didn't go over that well, which I was like, whatever. It was an article off We Got This Covered. Because it was about Spider-Man 3, which is kind of what caught my eye. I'm like, because you really haven't heard anything about Spider-Man 3, about what are they going to do with it? Where are they going to go after Far From Home? And I didn't after watching that movie once, and it's funny, it came out July 2nd. It's now playing. It's now debuting in my theater here in my town. It's
I have
just
an idea
getting
where
here
they're going to
now.
go. They're probably going to go Far From Nowhere.
Which is fucking sad because it's like I don't know if you guys saw that. I posted on my personal page when I was watching Spider-Man 2 about Doc Ock being probably Alfred Molina the best villain.
Oh,
Alfred Molina was the best villain in the Spider-Man universe.
Yeah.
For sure. Definitely.
And not only that, but Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire is probably the best Spider-Man movie, in my opinion anyway, and it's widely accepted.
Until I see something that topbles that, I'm still sticking with that.
This dude I went to high school with just trashes the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and he's like so heavy on like Tom Holland. He's so great, dude. Tobey Maguire can't act for shit. I'm like, are you what? And I don't even at this point. I'm like, I don't even want it because we've had
the only thing I can think of that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man run is guilty of, which most movies up until recently are guilty of, is that teenagers are always portrayed by old ass men and women. Right?
Yeah.
Nobody ever looks like a teenager. They just kind of make them look like a teenager.
But even that one, I'm kind of okay
30
with.
years old. Yeah.
Yeah, even that one, I'm kind of okay with because I tell people all the time, I was like, watch the Raimi Spider-Man. He wasn't meant to be a kid. He's only in high school for like 20 minutes.
Yep.
So it's just like, let's just get through the high school crap. Let's just get to him being an adult.
He wasn't a kid in the cartoons. Yeah, he was Peter Parker, the reporter. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was.
Yeah, I think the cartoon, like he got bit in college in the cartoon, I believe.
Yeah.
The 90s one. There was no high school years in that.
Yeah, that's the thing is like he wasn't always. Yeah, that's another thing is like, oh, he's always been in high school. I'm like, what the fuck are you even talking about, dude? Like, just stop. Like, he's one of those people where it's not even like I don't even want to talk to him anymore. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm done with you. I'm like, I'll let you just yell.
5 years old in the comics now. Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, man.
He's an adult.
Yeah, it's Spider.
I haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse yet either. I haven't seen that one.
I've seen that shit.
I love
that is good. Dude, thank you. I've seen that shit like a dozen times.
It is my third favorite Spider-Man behind Spider-Man.
I need to get to a point where I'm not like constantly beat down by superhero movies, and then I'll probably watch it. Because it's not that I dislike superhero movies; it's just that there's too freaking many of them right now. To where I'm so burned out on just like I'm not the big comic book guy in this room, so I'm not that invested. And I've watched them destroy the Punisher so many times. I'm just like, whatever,
Pour one out for the Punisher.
Yeah, it's like until I see a proper Garth Ennis Punisher movie made.
The Tom Jane one,
Tom Jane.
Yeah, Tom Jane one, I still love that movie.
And I like John Bernthal as the Punisher, but his show, he got sidelined in his own show. And
yeah. Because how many times do I have to sit through his origin?
John Bernthal did in the new Punisher show.
Yeah, the last season he was in, he basically got sidelined for like some really boring characters that we got way too much time with.
It's kind of what happened in season one. Also.
This show is called The Punisher, not the whatever the hell her name is. The
Nadani.
Nadani. It's not the Nadani and a Jigsaw show, but season 3 was definitely the Nadani and Jigsaw show, and I was like, oh, I just want to see Bernthal kill some people. Can't you just fucking do that? You had one job and you fucked it up.
Yeah. Like, does he even kill any gangsters? I think he does like the beginning of season 1 and then like the last.
I don't want to spoil it if anybody hasn't seen The Punisher yet, but there's a particular scene at the very end of season 2. Season 2 is like, why didn't you give me that?
Yeah.
Through the whole season, I just wanted to see that right there. It was like a fuck you. It's like, well, this is what you wanted. Well, here it is for 13 seconds. You mother.
Yeah,
I oughta.
And look, Punisher's my favorite superhero ever. So that one hit me hard. Yeah, I grew up with Punisher. I knew the obscure villains.
Yeah, Punisher's number 1. Blade would be number 2. It comes to superheroes. Those are my favorites. All right.
I know the crazy stuff my boy then did when he became Frankenstein, when he became an angel fighting demons, when he became black.
Punisher in the 80s. The only reason I started getting into Punisher is I used to go to the comic book shops with some friends of mine, these twins I used to hang out with, and they were really into comic books. And I was looking around at comic books, and at the time, I liked guns, I liked G.I. Joe, and I saw the Punisher cover, and I'm like, that's the comic that I want right there, because it's guns and ammo and big, Rambo-looking fucker with a giant bazooka on his shoulder. I'm like, well, that's the comic book I want right there, the revenge story. And then I started buying those. So I came in right around War Journal. Back when everybody was just like overdrawn, everybody had muscles on top of muscles, the 80s versions of the Marvel comic books. So
Punisher was like a normal dude in the 80s.
Came from those two guys. But as far as Punisher goes, I've kind of dipped in and out of that over the years. I have all the Garth Ennis books. I like those a lot. Okay?
Oh, me too. The Max and the Overnights.
But I also have all the versions of Punisher on DVD and Blu-ray too, even the bad ones. I've got the Dolph Lundgren one on DVD.
Yes, I got Dolph Lundgren.
I forgot about
I've got Warzone on Blu-ray, and they're.
I'm gonna be honest. The Dolph Lundgren one, it's kind of underrated. It's not good. It's not good, but it's nowhere near as terrible as people make it out. The only real problem with the Dolph Lundgren one is he doesn't have the skull.
That's the big deal, because Dolph Lundgren was actually decent as a Punisher, but if you were to take certain elements from every single Punisher thing that's ever been made and reassemble those, you'd finally get it. You know what I mean?
Each one got something right.
Everybody got something right, and then screwed up everything else. That's been the problem with the Punisher since day one, is they would focus on one thing, but then screw everything else up. So we've never gotten the decent, and then none of them ever made enough money to justify making more. But he has a cult following.
I think the Tom Jane one, wasn't the Tom Jane one like the highest selling Marvel DVD for like the longest time?
I don't know. Was it?
I think it was. I don't know if it still holds that record, because that's how come
I don't
Warzone.
think it killed it at the box office.
Well, the box office, it was number 2 because it lost to Kill Bill Volume 2. I remember I saw both of them the same day. Like, it lost to Kill Bill Volume 2. So I don't think it did too well box office, but I believe home release, it did real well, because if you look up War Journal, it was supposed to be a sequel to the Thomas Jane.
I have the War Journal. There's scenes that they took right out of War Journal and put in the Tom Jane movie. The whole thing with the popsicle, that's directly from War Journal. I have that issue. Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
There's a screen share.
In fact,
that's right.
I'm gonna grab it. Stop the cam.
The sad thing is, people don't realize now, but back then, Punisher really was huge. I think people don't understand how popular he was. Like, Punisher was actually more popular than like Captain America in the 80s and 90s. That's how come he got the most movies. He had all the comic books. He had more video games than the Avengers did.
Yeah.
Like, the Punisher was everywhere. Like, it wasn't really until like the 2000s kind of messed up when they did the whole rubber bullets, and they got the 90s where everything goes to die.
Yeah.
It wasn't until the late 90s, but the Punisher, he was cool. The Punisher was so popular. There's an actual comic book called The Punisher Armory, where it's just Punisher talking about the guns he had, and that book used to sell.
Damn.
There's no adventures in it. It's just Punisher talking about, this is my AR-14, this is my rocket launcher. That's the whole book. It's just called Punisher Armory. That book would sell. You gotta remember, Punisher came out during the time of like the action steer, came out doing Die Hard, Rambo, John McClane. That's who Punisher was. He wasn't the superhero. He was John McClane. See, I love the Punisher, man. I got all the crazy stuff he did. One day, Pete, got to look up. It happened in the 90s, I think. Punisher became black.
Really?
I don't mean a black person took over the Punisher. I mean Frank Castle became a black man.
They just switched him without even.
No. You're misunderstanding me. Frank Castle goes under operation and makes his skin black to go undercover. It was the 90s, man. It was the 90s. I have the book. I'm trying to remember how the art goes. I think like the Kingpin, he's in jail, and the Kingpin pays some guys to beat him up. And he has to get like surgery on his face. And the ladies, like, for whatever reason, I forgot why, she makes him black. So now he teams up with Luke Cage, and they're beating up crooked cops. And they're fighting drug dealers as this black guy, and nobody knows. You gotta look. Yeah, just look it up one day on the internet. Punisher, black man.
I'll check that out because it's probably the website I go to read like The Walking Dead and everything for free. Basically, is I can probably hit it on there. And this is something I had an opportunity to go to a comic book store today. All right, I was up when I took my mom to her treatment today. Me and my kid was with us, and I'm like, I want to take him to a comic book store because I haven't been in one in forever. There it is. He's got it.
You got it. Welcome back. Hey, Adam.
I need to alphabetize my shit better, man.
Hey, Adam.
Yeah, what's up?
Did you hear me when I was talking about?
No, I walked away from the microphone. I'm sorry. I got a ported.
Do you remember the '90s? I think it was the '90s where they made Punisher a black man.
No, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? Hold on. Let me see what issue. It was like in the '90s. He gets beat up and he has to go undercover. I love that movie. It's bad, but I still enjoy it.
I'd be okay with any color that the Punisher is, as long as they make it, a revenge story. I mean, really, all the Punisher has to do is be Death Wish.
Well, see, that's what I was telling Pete. It wasn't so much that a black guy took over the Punisher. It's like, no, Frank Castle has to actually go undercover as a black man.
You got this. You got this one, Alex.
The director's cut with the intro.
You don't make this on Blu-ray. This is only a DVD exclusive. In the skull slips right off the top.
I think you're right. I can't look through mine right now, but I think mine is a DVD.
This is the one with the animated intro on it.
Yeah, and you find out about the cop who was his partner selling them out.
Yeah, so they just did an animated version of it because they couldn't reshoot it, but they had they just did the vocals because Tom Jane was very committed to this role. And it's a shame that he never got to do another movie within that role.
That would have been
closest thing we got was
video game,
Dirty Laundry, I think it was called.
Oh yeah, Dirty Laundry.
Dirty Laundry. That's it.
Hey, guess what, Alex?
What?
Guess what? I'm about to share my screen because I found it. Here it is.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Oh, Jesus, and of course he's getting beat on by. They look like this. Looks like Arlie Ermy, the drill instructor from Full Metal Jacket.
Arlie Ermy.
Let him have it. Now
oh my God, that's it. That's the one.
Now that I'm black, I don't like it any better. Oh Jesus.
Yes, that's the book.
So see, this so-called woke thing is not exactly new. This has been done before.
Nope. Oh, here it is right here. Wait, is this him and Luke
Cage?
Yeah,
I think that's him and Luke Cage.
Yep, issue 29. Okay. Yep, issue 29. The Punisher becomes black. Okay, so
I think it's like a 3. I think it's either a 2 or 3 issue arc. I think that's maybe the third.
Now,
I
have that book.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, all I've got is I've got the Garth Ennis.
Yep, because there's this right here.
I think the difference between this and the woke stuff for today is, despite all the jokes I'm making and the racial undertones, it was still a good story.
Yeah. As long as it's a good story, I don't really care what.
It's just ridiculous when you look back on it now, but it was still a good story.
That's what we're always griping about. Yeah. It's like it's okay to have these things as long as they're within a decent story, but most of the time you replace the story with the actual politic itself. You're choosing you're forcing your audience to take sides on political issues. And instead of
Gene Roddenberry once said, "Well, you can preach any issue you want as long as you still just make it entertaining."
That's a guy that was perfect at it. They were good at it. The object is to make a story to get somebody to think about something from a different perspective, not to say, okay, this is how we feel about this, and if you don't agree with this, then you're not one of us.
Mm-hmm.
One of us. One of us. One of us.
It's like all of the friends that I've lost. It reminds me of like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It's like the pod people got them. You know what I mean? It's like they woke up and they became completely different people, and they completely lost all of their distinct personalities. Everything that I knew about them from the past, they've been replaced with basically spitting out the same things that I've heard from everybody else in these same stupid arguments.
Attack of the soy pods.
Oh my God. It's totally Attack of the Soy Pods. It's so on the nose. It's so on the nose, man. Damn it. We killed Pete.
You all right, Pete?
Well, Pete, it was nice knowing you. At least you died having a good laugh, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Glad that we were able to provide you with that service.
Hey, you know what? I think that's our movie for the night right there. Attack of the Soy Pods.
Attack the Soy Pods. Put on
there it is. There it is.
We're gonna start a movie studio, and we're gonna start making this shit. We're gonna make anti-SJW movies. We're gonna take your politics, twist them around and throw them back at you. That's exactly what we're going to do. Everything is going to be heavily anti-SJW. we're going to take things that people hate and make them worse. That's what we're going to do.
Oh shit! I don't.
Have we done a spin on fried green tomatoes yet? We did that, didn't we?
Kung Fu fried green tomato.
That's right, Kung Fu fried green tomatoes.
I remember that now.
Yep.
All right. Hang on, let me take a sip of water for the working man here.
Drink slowly now. Don't spit it all over yourself.
I don't know. It was
the Alamo beer, Hank Hill.
God damn it! It's an Alamo beer in a Yeti cup. I'm drinking out of Yetis like these yuppies up north. in their damned ivory towers. Monica, are you awake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, has she been there this whole time?
She has.
Oh my God, insulting.
Loudy. Loudy's got his mic muted. He's watching porn. Oh, he just unmuted it. You heard me say his name.
Actually, I was backpacking through the foothills of some mountain over in I can't remember the quote.
All right.
So it's 2019. You can say porn. No one here is going to judge you, except maybe Adam.
I'd be upset if nobody judged me.
Because I live in a van down by the river.
Hey, as long as nobody asks me what the fucking adjective is, we're fine.
Whoa, don't go there. Don't go there.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, what's an adjective?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, the Appalachian American. Let's highlight this comment right here. Ready for that? Bam! Right there it is. Whoa, Monica's here. Hashtag, oh my lord. Hashtag, oh my lord.
Oh my lord.
I also mute my mic because sometimes when you have your mic unmuted and you're not saying anything, background stuff will get in, and that's part of what causes the echo, which is why if I'm not talking, I always mute my mic.
I don't, because I'm like I'm
You're always talking. That's why.
Well, that.
Oh, coach can
I
call
want
you
those
out.
voices in the background to say, "Put the lamp up my ass! Put the lamp up my ass!"
That's like before we started the stream. Adam and I were on here testing this, and as we're in the middle of talking, and I'll turn this for a second here. You can see. Hang on, let me tilt this. Tony Montana behind me there fell off the wall, like just in the middle of talking.
Dude,
So
Tony jumped off the wall and tried to strangle you. I watched it happen.
He was like, Mira, come here, you fucking cockroach, and he jumped off the fucking wall at me. But no,
he fell me in the morning.
She another Quelo, she gonna love me again, ain't that right, huh?
Oh my
Manolo. And he kills his best friend after he tries to fuck his sister. What the hell? Like, only in Miami. I don't know. But so we've got.
I'm more partial to Carlito's Way than.
See,
Scarface.
I've seen Scarface a million times. I don't know. I
think Carlito's
I like
Way
Scarface.
is better.
I like Carlito's Way is a better movie, but I like Scarface better. I do.
It's
Scarface, one of the few remakes that actually worked.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that's
one of the
true.
few remakes that exceeded the
original was a Howard Hughes movie.
Yep. You know what's funny?
Black and white movie,
that people didn't know that was a remake. That always kind of bothered me. I'm like, that's not an original. That's a remake. And then they were talking about remaking it a couple years ago with like, I can't remember who they tossed around, like Leonardo DiCaprio playing him or something. I was like,
I remember him with the remake because they kept it a secret what the race was going to be, but I think that it never came about.
It's like I said, sometimes you can make a remake and make something good with it. The problem is that everybody thinks they can make a remake and they don't have any vision for it other than, hey, that thing made a lot of money. I want some more of that. So let's take that and let's bring in this, that, and then let's make it PG-13 and we'll double our return on our investment. That's why these things never work, because they're making them with spreadsheets. They're not, They don't have any kind of a vision. They're just assembling them by committee.
That's the difference between remakes now and remakes back then, because people don't realize there's a lot of remakes back then. The Thing was a remake with Kurt Russell.
Yep.
That was a remake. Yeah, The Fly was a remake.
Yes.
Dude, It that came out in 2017 is my example of a good remake. That is something that guy says, you know what, I can make a better version of that movie. What I'll do is I'll update it a little bit. I'll split it into two. And then I'll make it all about the kids so we get to know them. And then I'll take the second part and make that all about the adults. And you know what? So far, it's working. I'm hoping that the sequel will be just as good as the original, but I'm very optimistic about it.
Can't wait for that movie.
That's a guy that has a vision. All right, so I have a feeling it's gonna be great. It is, and they're going to change it a little bit too, so there'll be surprises. So you're not gonna see everything coming.
Yeah, I don't need everything to be exactly the same. Just don't insult the material. Yeah,
I don't have any trouble with the changes. In fact, I'm glad they made Pennywise the way they did because they did something original with it. They made him actually creepier, and I give that all to Bill Skarsgård. He really, you know,
is that who's playing Pennywise now?
Bill Skarsgård is Pennywise, and he's fantastic.
Nope. I'm out.
Tim Curry fan.
Yeah, I liked Tim Curry, but I didn't really like the original It. I didn't like it.
Well, that's fine because the original It is not very good. This is actually way creepier. Yeah.
No, the original one was just like a pieced together miniseries that they made into.
Well, yeah, that's the thing too.
It was made for TV, and
it was made for TV.
Yep. Oh, I remember
made during that time where you had TV actors and then you had movie actors.
Yep.
So since it was made for TV, you had to get whatever TV actors weren't in the middle of doing something at the time.
Yeah.
That's why you have some actors that the actors don't match their characters very well. You know what I mean? A couple
of them was never supposed to be this big deal. It just was so popular over years. People thought it was, that was in the theaters. Like, no. It was on ABC one night.
I think it added to there being this phobia of clowns because when I was a kid, clowns were not like, looked at as like these horrible, vicious. If you just go, in fact, people in the chat, if you open up another tab right now and just go to Google and type in clowns, I guarantee 95% of what you're going to see is like creepy, awful horror shit. Just do like an image search for clowns. And
dude,
mostly scary shit.
When we were kids, it was like Bozo the Clown, and
I grew up on Bozo.
Yeah,
I didn't do nothing of it. Yeah.
Well, you're from Illinois originally.
That's correct. Yeah,
Bozo was like that was on WGN. I used to watch that as a kid, man, and that I used to freaking love that show. I was always like, I wanted to play the game where you threw the little ping pong
grand
ball.
Prize game, Bozo buckets.
The buckets, because they always gave away like G.I. Joes and Star Wars and shit during those games.
Stuff that you wanted, man.
Yep, I was like, man, I want to be on that.
Oh man, I so want that thing that kid's gonna get, that dopey idiot that can't get the ball in the bucket. I will knock him out.
Yep, I was like, I'm about to fuck this kid up. I need.
In fact, I used to practice that. I'd put them buckets out in the backyard.
Yeah.
Just take like some popcorn buckets. And I'm gonna go on that show and I'm gonna win me some shit.
That's why I never lose at beer pong now. I practiced.
That's the adult version of
the shit out of that. But I am a fucking assassin at beer pong. Oh shit! But let's see. Wait, what is Admiral Tiberius? I'm not an It fan because of a certain part in the book, and I really don't like SK.
I know what you're talking about.
I have no idea.
Thankfully, it's never shown up in either movie.
No,
not
yet.
What? Just a hint. What is it?
Let's just say it's something that would make R. Kelly really happy.
Yeah.
And Michael Jackson. And maybe that Epstein guy that died.
No.
Yeah,
an orgy. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Adam just says it. He has no time for subtlety.
It's not going to be in the movies. Yeah,
They've never did it. Yeah, the book there as a child orgy. That's how they stopped the
One of those ones I agree with. I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's one of those changes. Like, even Stephen King has come out of years and be like, man, I was high as shit when I did that.
He did a lot of coke.
I don't think he was, but
cocaine was a hell of a drug.
Yeah,
I feel dirty just thinking about. Especially as a parent, man. That shit is just like to me that's like a big thing with the movie It. Like I had one of my friends like told me about it, and I'm like, I can't sit back and just watch a movie about little kids getting killed. I can't do it. I can't. Not that like if it's like more, but that's just like horror. I don't know. Like anything like that. It just makes me cringe now being a parent. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird.
Stay away from the remake because it's kind of more graphic how the kids get killed in that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about because I've seen the original and the original was tame compared to what I've heard.
Was tame, but this one, like, you see kids brutally get killed.
Yeah, I can't even like what was it?
Even I was shocked when I saw that in theaters. I was like, whoa.
What was it?
I must be the twisted one here because I'm in the theater and I'm like. Yeah,
I can't, man.
Don't let Adam babysit your kid. Don't let Adam babysit your kid.
This is Adam daycare service.
You can tell I ain't got no kids.
When I'm sitting there watching in theater, I just see like spoiler alert. I mean, like the boy gets his arm ripped out of his socket, and you just see him crawling in pain. I'm just like, oh, they went dark. They went way dark.
Yeah, no.
Adam would be the one guy cheering. It looks fake.
What did you use for the blood?
I do love it though. But yeah, that scene's never going to make it into any of the movies. That's the one time where you will never hear anyone say, "Ooh, the book is better." They need to be exactly like the book. No one's ever.
I got the book, man. I've only got through like maybe 2 chapters of it, and I'm like,
it's a long book.
It's a terrible long book, and I'm still trying to get through Dune, and that's a long ass fucking book.
Jesus, the book of Dune is probably longer. The movie is like what, 75 hours long?
Yeah, Dune is like the Bible, and I did a video on my channel. I'm like, okay, they're gonna split that into 2 movies. I'm like, the first movie, where in the hell are they gonna cut that off at? And they have to cut it off in such a way to where people are gonna like it enough and want to come back for the second one, because that's my biggest worry. I'm going through that with Alita. There might be an Alita 2, there might not.
They goddamn well. I think
they're going to be a 2. And the sales have been good
so
for
far.
it.
It's managed to be the #1 selling DVD Blu-ray for 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, that's pretty much the sweet spot for Blu-rays. It's usually like the first month or something like that. Yeah, I think we'll get that sequel.
Have we all seen Alita here now? Has everybody seen it?
Most definitely.
Okay, Monica, you've seen it, right?
No, I haven't got all the way through it yet. I haven't had that much time. Sorry.
Because she's
We're
always
judging you right now, Monica.
I know.
That's fine. Judge me. I don't care.
I'm just on all these shows. That's why.
I know.
Nah, she does so much. We appreciate you.
I know, girl.
Really
I'm messing with you. I am messing with you. No, she knows. Hey, the Appalachian American's got to take off. All right, man. You'll listen to the rest later. Make sure to hit that like button on the way out. If you're leaving, hit that like button, man. Just all day. Foot up the dog's ass. Just bang, bang, bang.
Tap it hard.
Tap it. Just beat it.
Tap it like you mean it. Show
just
us what you're working with.
Just beat that. Just beat it up.
Hard.
It's like Cardi B, just like Kerr, that shit right there.
We're not going to go down the Cardi B road.
We're not going down that route.
I should show you all the screenshots I found of all the Cardi B fucking jokes I had. Oh my god, I was deleting pictures off my phone today, and I'm like, there's 900 Cardi B jokes. I'm like, oh no. Well, I went to I used to keep all these stupid little one-liners because I used to go to this hookah lounge when I lived in Big Rapids, and they would have like open mic night, and me and another DJ were going to do comedy there, right? Well, we started. There's like 4 of us that all work together. We were all salesmen, and then 2 of us DJ together. And we're like, we're gonna go do comedy tonight, right? So we get all Bob Marley'd up, and the hookah lounge is like right next door to where we work. So we're going over there, and I'll be damned if they didn't do slam poetry instead. So that comedy did not.
What is slam poetry?
Oh, everybody was just like all this like deep kind of like real world shit, like not comedy. Let me put it to you that way.
So beatniks, basically.
Yeah, yeah, man. It was like, like there's 2 or 3 because they came around and they gave out like, what the hell did they give us? These little things to make noise with if you didn't like what people are doing, or of course you do little snaps, if you like what they're saying. So it was like my boy Mo is there. Mo is a big ass dude, and we gave him the noise maker. We're like, Mo, they fuck up, we'll give you the high sign. He just looked at us like, yep. So after about 3 or 4 people went, we're like, Mo, hit it. And he looked at me, he goes, I can't do it. We're like, God damn it, Mo, just do it. He's like, no. It was like that scene. It was like turn your key, Mo. He wouldn't turn his key, so we just left. But it was like, oh man, this is like not our scene. And one of our buddies that was with us was like a redneck, and this dude did not fit, like hardcore like redneck, did not fit in there at all. He was like, I think I'm gonna leave. He was here for like 45 minutes. He didn't like the hookah or nothing. It was funny, man. He was like, I don't understand what's going. He was, I'm just gonna leave. I'm like, you gotta go shoot something, yeah, that kind of thing, But yeah, so I was like, man, they had all these stupid one-liner jokes, and I was like, I wish I had the Cardi B shit back then, because if I had the Cardi B shit, I would have done it, because they probably would have chased me out the door with pitchforks, but it would have been funny. So
I have a collection of jokes for that sparkling water shit that people drink. What's that stuff called again? LaCroix. Yeah,
LaCroix. What is it? What is it with that? When did the LaCroix? What is this? What is like the LaCroix?
I don't know, man. You go down the aisle where the drinks are, and it's you got Gatorade.
Yep, I know what it is. What is the thing with the
soda
jokes,
and
though?
fucking LaCroix? It's just, oh god, I have to pull up a couple to read them because they're LaCroix tastes horrible. All right, it's not quite a soda. It's not quite a water. It's not Perrier. It's just garbage. Let's see here.
One of my favorite.
Too good for water?
One of my favorites is the meme that's like LaCroix tastes like you take a drink of water and the fruit is yelling at you from the next room.
Yep.
And that's exactly what it tastes like.
Like, here you go. New LaCroix flavors transported in a truck near bananas. Hint of lime. Single Skittles dissolved in water. Shy watermelon. Imagine like a strawberry, but with low battery. Apple scratchings. Previous tenant squeezed a lemon. Possible kiwi sighting. Minty whiff TM. Wait, nope. Wasn't a kiwi. Tropical cardboard. LaCroix tastes like if you were drinking carbonated water and someone screamed out loud the name of a specific fruit in the other room.
Oh, jeez.
LaCroix tastes like when my foot falls asleep. I can't read. I swear to God.
All that LaCroix you drinking?
I can't do it, man.
It's right, your brain. Kid,
LaCroix tastes like the inventors smelled lime food coloring and infused water with their thoughts.
Hey, LaCroix might be trash, but have you guys had bubbly? It's the exact same thing.
Is it really? They have their own.
Quite frankly, I
actually
enjoy it. I mean, I also just drink water as well, but
like normal people.
Yeah, I kind of do what normal people do, except for the part where I don't. But the rental office here at the apartment complex where I live, they're fancy and they'll have shit out like that sometimes. Like, oh, you can grab this from the fridge, and they had mango LaCroix, and it actually didn't taste half bad. And I kind of thought there was cocaine in it, so my local grocery store was having like 3 for $10, and I decided to be a basic white bitch and bought 3 packs and found out that the lime flavored one tastes like watered down Sprite.
There you go.
Yeah, and then the strawberry one. Let's see, that one just tasted like hopes and dreams that got slashed. Yeah, that's all I got, fam.
Here you go. LaCroix tastes like someone blasted a fruit fart into a can and sealed it. It's the equivalent of someone eating a banana yesterday and burping it in your face. You get more flavor if somebody just threw an orange at your face and it broke your nose.
Pretty much.
Look at
this one's my favorite of all time. LaCroix tastes like it was made by a society in which flavor is the scarcest natural resource.
That sounds accurate.
Yep.
Here. I'm gonna highlight a fucking comment here from Admiral Tiberius. Y'all are so freaking fancy. I drink tea.
I do too. I drink green tea now.
So do I. Yeah.
Yep,
Somebody
me too.
told me to drink green tea because it's good for you, and they're like, it tastes terrible. You'll hate it. I chug that shit down. I'm like, it's not bad.
Do you know what makes tea really good? Brandy.
I don't drink anymore.
I know you don't, but for the rest of us, I know you don't.
Who's Brandy?
Well, she's.
It said, Brandy, you're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be.
There we go. He's a little bit beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy. Do 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 do.
My life, my love, and my lady.
I never.
Do 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 do.
I never thought I'd fall in love with a spaceman.
Brandy.
Oh God. Let alone the guy from Tango and Cash.
Oh man, I still haven't seen Tango and Cash all the way through.
You've never seen that all the way through? I haven't seen it in years.
It's just never on when I want to watch it, and it's never on a streaming service either.
Hey, we need to do that. That'd be one to do for a watch party if we could find it somewhere.
I will only do watch parties on my channel if they're on. I was just telling Alex this earlier. I'll only do a watch party if you can access it on YouTube. I don't want to make any of my subscribers have to pay for something that they don't have at any point. So it's got to be something that's uploaded to YouTube that they can watch with us on the same freaking service. So That's gonna dictate what watch parties I do, is if it's on YouTube or not.
That's actually and
Which
I'm
most of the terrible ones that I love are there.
The obscure movies you will find them easy on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I like some crap. So
I'm gonna tell my subscribers that y'all are gonna spend some money. Open your wallets to Pete and Jesus. Open your wallets to me, friends. Give how you live. Put your money in the hat. I'll take your donations anytime. You can send it right now. Send it. The Lord needs your money. Send it to me. Daddy needs a new pair of gators. Come on with it.
I'm one of those few guys that'll tell you I like Blade Trinity. I like it.
Yeah, I do too.
I went to the movie theater and I watched it and I had a good time, and I still pull that sucker out and watch it. I know it's not a good movie, but I still like it.
There are far worse movies than Blade Trinity.
Oh yeah,
way worse movies.
Blade Trinity is not.
It might be bad, but it's not.
It's not Catwoman.
It's not
Catwoman.
No,
it's not Supergirl bad.
I have not seen Catwoman. I don't know if I can force myself to watch it.
Hey, did you see Spider-Man 1, Adam?
Yeah.
You saw Catwoman. Congratulations.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah.
She gets bit by a radioactive cat. She's climbing on walls. She's swinging through the city.
I've seen some scenes. Yeah, I've seen some scenes, but I'm not sure if I can get through. I had a hard time back in 2004 that came out. I had a hard enough time looking at the promo costume. I'm like, oh.
And think, Halle Berry was going to leave X-Men to do a Catwoman franchise. We saw how that worked out for her, didn't it?
Yeah.
What happened? She came right back. Was it? Yeah, I think it was X-Men 3 she came back for.
You know what, though, man? She was a good sport about it, at least. She wasn't, like, all defensive and shit.
Yeah, she went to the Raspberry. She showed up to the Razzies?
Yeah, she showed up and collected her Raspberry for it.
That's
a professional as far as I'm concerned.
That is.
Yeah.
I pick on Halle Berry, but that is real respect. Who else?
Respect.
Sandra Bullock, I think, did it too, didn't she? She actually did it twice. She showed up, got her Oscar one night, and got the Raspberry.
Sandra Bullock. What did Sandra Bullock get the Raspberry for? Because I'm actually a fan of Sandra.
I'm trying. All About Steve.
Never seen that one.
It's the movie with Bradley Cooper where she plays like this obsessive stalker, and Bradley Cooper's this reporter that she's in love with, and she keeps following him across the country. It's terrible. Yeah,
Sandra Bullock was in that.
Yeah, she was the stalker.
I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen that one.
Because she actually won it, because that was the funny thing. She won the Oscar for The Blind Side and the Razzie.
That's a good movie.
She won them the same weekend, and she showed up to both. She showed up to the Oscars to get the Blind Side. Then showed up to the Razzies to get the All About Steve.
You guys seen The Blind Side? That movie's actually pretty good.
I like Blind Side.
That was good.
That was a good
so she showed up
to the Oscars.
Movie.
Of course, I've seen
it. She showed up to the Oscars and the Razzies, and Ruby Rose couldn't show up to Comic-Con. Bitch,
nope. And mind you, Pete, she did it on the same weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, there's a professional right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's a fucking professional. Ruby Rose couldn't even take her sorry ass to Comic-Con because she knows her show's gonna be a fucking joke.
Come on, man.
Sandra's a good actress, though. She's really good.
I love Sandra Bullock.
I do too.
I do.
No, I love Sandra Bullock. I'm talking about Ruby Rose and her bullshit ass bat with
I've
Ruby.
only seen one movie with
wishes
Ruby Rose,
she could be Sandra Bullock.
Ruby, holler at me. Ruby, holler at me. I'll still smash. Holler.
The only thing I saw.
You just gotta put a wig on, look like a chick.
Yep, I'll do. I'll shave my legs. Bitch, I still got a beard. I'll say I'm German or something. I don't know.
It's all funny games until she pulls out the strap on.
Fuck that. I'm out, cuz. I'm out.
She was in the Meg, and she had more gel in her hair than they had Soul Glow in Coming to America.
That's hard to believe.
Her hair was just
low.
She looked like she had antlers. Yeah.
What does it say about someone's acting when her best role was John Wick 2, and it was a role where she was a mute?
Where she didn't talk? That says some things.
Her best role was John Wick 2. Like, I think she was awesome. I was like, she's the best part of John Wick 2 other than John Wick. It's like, yeah, she don't talk. You're pretty when you're quiet.
Yep. That's I was talking, and he's not. I haven't seen him in the chat yet tonight. Cause she's from Australia, I think it is.
I think so, right? Yeah. And, I think she is, because she's got the accent.
And
she does? See, I like the accents.
She got the accent.
What Chris Wicks was telling me about kind of about her down there. She says, she was like a soap opera actress down there or something, like nothing big or anything. She's just kind of like so I am going to suffer through this Batwoman show. For you people in the chat right now that saw my Batwoman reaction, I'm going to watch every fucking episode of this show, and I'm going to suffer through it for you. God, I hope it gets canceled after at least 2 episodes.
It's CW, you know it won't.
They'll keep it going for like 8
They'll
hours.
keep going.
Pete taking one for the team.
You poor soul. We will erect a statue in your honor.
They're gonna write books about you someday.
I will make sure to never work on your birthday and make it a holiday.
It's the day before 420, so it's 419. It's easy to remember. I told Mom, I'm like, you couldn't hold them together for one more day, Ma. Come on.
On that day, I'll make sure I pour out a little Gatorade in your honor, sir.
Yep.
I'll pour out some LaCroix for you.
Bringing it back.
Full circle, baby.
Raspberry
Full
LaCroix.
circle.
Every year I drink less and less on my birthday, and this year I kind of made an exception, and I tell you, man, the old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be. That's
no less.
No. I now it's like I like to have like one or two good ones, and after that it's like there's no point in it for me. Nope. Mm-mm.
Oh, that sucks, man. I was going to tell you when Once Upon a Time in Hollywood comes out on Blu-ray to do a drinking game. I want you to watch that show and take a shot every time he says "fucking hippies" in the movie. Anytime you hear the word "fucking hippies," take a shot.
But I did. I did.
It's a 3-hour movie. You won't make it.
No, I'll make
2
it
hours
about
and 45 minutes. Yeah.
Oh.
I did send Monica a picture because one of my friends from high school is coming into town this weekend, and we're having a little get together Saturday night for the UFC pay-per-view, and I did get a fifth of that Cannonball Blast Captain Morgan and mixed with some root beer finally. So because I went last time, they didn't have it, so I was there the other day shopping with the kid, and I'm buying like all these fruit snacks and these little pouches, and there's a fifth of Cannonball Blast, and I said the cashier looks at me, I was like, and this for him, and this is, oh wait, that's not his, you better check his ID. You know, I'm like, I just kind of made a joke of it, but I'm like, this is going to be for Saturday, so yeah.
Punisher.
It's going to be Sunday's going to be rough because I still got to do some Walking Dead reviews yet, or Fear the Walking Dead reviews, which are painful to get through now because Fear the Walking Dead is just kind of shit the bed like completely.
Dude, I gave that show
I couldn't get through episode 2. Yeah, I couldn't get through episode 2. I
was so bored watching that show, man. So bored. And then I got bored watching the regular Walking Dead episode.
I gave up on that like a season ago.
The last season I watched, Alex, was the one right after the big Negan and Rick showdown, where it lasted for like 12 minutes. That was.
I didn't even make it that far.
That one season finale where he cut his throat and then they threw him in a jail cell. I'm like, I'm done.
I didn't even I think the episode I stopped at, it was the one where I think Negan kidnapped Daryl and some stupid 50s song is playing through the entire episode.
We're on Easy Street. And if he
that one. Okay, yeah. So I went a little.
I didn't even make it through that episode.
That was the same season, but I followed that season all the way to the end, and I thought, okay, I'm so done with this show. All it has to do is one thing. I was giving it one thing. If it just did this one thing, if they just would have got rid of the big fat guy that speaks in anagrams, I would have stayed with the show. But no, they made him the hero of the episode. I'm like, that's it. I'm out. I'm out.
Oh, you're talking about Eugene.
Eugene?
That's it. Yeah, I couldn't remember his name. That fucking guy has been on that show way, way too long. They killed off every interesting character, and they keep him.
I don't know. See, I haven't finished the Walking Dead comic. But I know where I'm at now.
The guy that plays Preacher, I've seen that guy in other movies. He's fantastic. He was great on The Wire.
Wait, what?
The guy that plays the Preacher on that show. What the hell was his name?
For a minute, I thought you meant Preacher.
No, not the Preacher show. The Preacher from.
I thought you meant Iron Man's daddy.
The
bald guy.
Gabriel.
One minute he's
great,
the next minute he isn't. That guy.
Father Gabe.
Father Gabriel.
Father Gabriel. That's it. I couldn't remember his name because it's so. Plain, but that actor is fantastic on other things that I've seen him in. That character drives me fucking crazy because it's another.
He's kind of bad in the book.
It's another one of many characters on that show where they can't get an arc, so they just have him in this continuous loop where they keep doing the same journey over and over again. It's like,
Walking Dead has this one.
He's not brave. He's brave. He's not brave. He's brave. He's not brave. I've seen that guy. He was fantastic on The Wire. He was awesome in Starship Troopers.
I forgot he was in The Wire.
Yeah, he was in The Wire.
Who was he in Starship Troopers?
He was Sugar.
Oh,
he's Sugar
man,
and
I
Starship
forgot
Troopers.
about
The
that.
one that's like ain't much left when you scrape him off your boot. That guy, he was fucking awesome in that show. Yeah, he was one of the people actually acting in that movie. Yeah.
See, the problem with Walking Dead is I don't know if they still do it. They have this trope they do in The Walking Dead all the time where, like you said, character goes, they don't do anything. They're just there in a circle.
Do arcs.
And then all of a sudden, if they get an arc, like all of a sudden the episode just center around them and you learn about them, they're about to die.
Okay, this is this show, and I'm a diehard fan of The Walking Dead. I
used to be, dude. I
like the comic. I still love the comic.
Dude,
I just couldn't get into the show.
That show used to be must-see TV for me, but I got so frustrated with it because it just kept doing the same fucking things over and over again and driving me crazy.
I like where it's going because I love the Whisper arc in the comic, and I just finished reading the comic. I put it off the last 3 issues. I put it off because I heard Rick got died and shit, and I'm like, motherfucker, Kirkman, you son of a bitch! Like, it doesn't cost you money to pay Andrew Lincoln to be in a fucking comic, man. Like. And he ends the goddamn thing on issue 193, which part of me, I can understand he did it because nobody's going to expect you to end a comic on issue 193. With that being said, motherfucker, you didn't have to end the comic. But then he's been doing it for 16 years. So it's kind of like it was time, but it is an avid reader. That doesn't make it any easier because I've read every issue of that comic twice. I bought a couple of the compendiums. That's the only book I own, like aside of a couple old Star Wars comics and stuff like that anymore, is my Walking Dead compendiums. But it just bothered me, man. I'm like, because I liked where they're going with the Commonwealth and shit like that, and they're leaning towards doing that in the show, which they're gonna eventually merge Fear back with Walking Dead because they're not gonna use Morgan, Lenny James, and Austin Emilio's Dwight character and waste them. And a couple of the other ones they could bring, like Garrett Dillahunt from Deadwood that plays John Dory on Fear the Walking Dead. Garrett Dillahunt is a cooler Andrew Lincoln on Fear the Walking Dead, and it sucks that show is so boring and it does not utilize him, because when they gave Garrett Dillahunt more to do on that show, when he was killing zombies, they kind of had conflicts with other small groups and things like that. He was more. It was awesome. He's a really cool character the way he's written, and I like that. I just like him anyway. He's a good.
Dude, I was mad when they got rid of Shane. So my hatred goes back way. I stuck with that show way longer than I probably should have.
And that was I almost cosplayed as Shane. I'm like, because I loved his character.
Shane was awesome. He was a really cool character.
Yes.
Even when he was an asshole, he was a character. He was a good character. He was just well written. Yeah.
Yep. He was just like that scene outside of Herschel's barn at the farm when he gives that long monologue and he just busts that fucking door open. I was like, I was like, this dude is like he's bad.
Bernthal's intense. That's when they announced him as a Punisher. I'm like, oh, that's fucking awesome. I never even thought of that. I'm like, that.
Yeah. And
that's a guy that could do it, and he did. He gives it his all. It's just the show is not written well. And
when the Shane was one of those characters where, like, he didn't last long in the comics.
No.
It's one of those things where, like, they switch like Andrea. I remember Andrea or whatever. Like, she was the character. And I was like, yo, Andrea is like the coolest character in the comic book. That was what was so sad about it.
When they fucking killed her off in the comics, Alex, that shit broke my heart.
It did, man.
Right before that, there was that panel with her and Rick, and they're hugging, and she's like, "We don't die," and then she fucking died. She got pulled off her horse and got bit. Dude, that shit was like, that was heartbreaking. Like that. Oh my god, that killed me.
Lori was still kind of and Carol was unique because Carol was like the most annoying character in the comic book, and they made her so different in the show that she became the best character.
It's because Melissa McBride is a badass actress, man. She is she is badass in that show. And that's things like there's a lot of people who just like dislike the show as a whole. For me, it's like even if I didn't like it, there are still like some of the little pieces of it that I like. Like even if I did it, like I would still watch for Jeffrey Dean Morgan when he was Negan. The problem was they took the All Out War storyline and stretched it over an entire season when they could have done that entire fucking arc in 8 episodes, 6 to 8 episodes, and had it done. But they decided, fuck that, we're going to stretch it out, and it didn't work. It backfired.
Stretching out.
Yep.
Wasn't
Wasn't that when Scott Gimple was running that show too?
Scott Gimple. Now Angela Kang, and everybody was worried because she would come in and she's a female and she's going to run the show. But to me, the female characters in The Walking Dead and have never come across to me as like really like overly preachy or political. And there's been a good mix.
If anything,
Only
the
Lori
female
and
characters on
Andrea
the
were
show
terrible.
come off as boring. If anything else, they're just it's like
No.
they're low energy. Yeah.
Because like see, and I loved what's the lady's name that played Andrea? Lori Holden.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah,
she
yeah.
was really good on the X-Files, dude.
Yeah. And she was in what was it? The Majestic, I think she was in The Majestic.
Yeah.
Yep. But she was supposed to, like I said, Andrea in the comics, you know, she's bad. But yeah,
She's
in the
awful,
show,
yeah.
yep, in the show, man, they just like totally, and she was like having contract disputes, and they
okay. They
that's-
wrote her out.
yeah. So that kind of and her character was
Her character was very annoying in that, but one of the
It
most
was.
boring
She
characters on the
became the
show
new Lori once Lori got killed
Yep.
off.
Yep.
was
Because Andrea didn't start off bad. She only became bad when Lori got killed
Yep.
off.
Well, yeah,
And,
Shane was Shane got to bang Lori and Andrea on there.
Sasha. when Sasha was on the
Oh.
show, she was so boring. That Sonequa
Oh.
Martin Green is the most low
I
energy
forgot
actress.
Michael.
She's the
Caine's
most
name.
low energy actress I've ever seen. And then when I found out she was going to be a new Star Trek, I'm like,
Yep.
oh, well, that show's fucked.
She did,
And
you know,
and
it-
sure enough, I called it. I was like, if she's going to be in it, I'm not
Yep.
interested because she's going to fuck it up.
And-
She's one of the most preachy, woke, obnoxious, in your face,
Yep.
preachy people, like entitled people I've ever heard in my entire life. Everything
that-
that comes out of her mouth is like, the substitute bitchy
Yep.
school teacher. That's what she comes
Yep.
off as. And she was so boring on The Walking Dead that when she had her big death scene, I was just like,
Dude, she didn't
I
even
don't
need
give a
makeup to play a
shit,
zombie.
dude.
She didn't even need makeup to play
she's
a zombie. because
she's been a zombie through the whole show. It's like, well, now you're where you belong. You know?
Hand of God, yep.
It'd
hand
be
of God.
funnier if she stayed on the show and would just randomly be walking around with some of the herd
Yeah.
from time to time. It's like, oh, well, there she is again. Yep, lost more flesh.
The best thing to come out of her death scene, the best thing was that use of goddamn Donny Hathaway. Someday we'll all be free, because that is one of my favorite songs. And oh my God, that shit was like that right there. That like made that scene, because like if you're just watching Sonequa Martin Green laying a casket, it's like she's acting.
She's so boring.
So it was
bad.
like
She
that's.
is very boring.
Hey, Goober Brothers Entertainment's in the chat. He's running to the store. He said, "Y'all want anything? I'll take an iced tea and some Skittles, like every week, brother." I got
Universal, buddy. Don't forget. I ain't forgot.
Oh, that's right. Y'all are supposed to go to Universal.
Yeah, we're gonna
y'all
go.
to Universal.
Because I plan to live stream from Horror Nights at least a couple times.
That's gonna be fun, man.
That's gonna
Yeah.
be crazy.
Oh yeah.
I want to circle back to something, because Alex was talking about Carol in the comics, and dude, she fucking. You were talking about annoying because she asked Lori if because she
It was
tried
Lori
to
and Rick, right? She wanted to see someone.
she wanted a threesome with them, and then no, she just went off herself. She was like, "Nah, fuck
Yeah.
this, I'm out." And just killed
She died
herself.
quick. Yeah, she died
Yeah.
quick in the comic.
Well, she was with Tyrese in the in the comics. They had their thing, and then he cheated on her with Michonne, and that's when she went,
Yeah.
because Michonne was with Morgan at first in the comics, wasn't? I think she was. I can't
Was
remember
she?
because
I think Morgan came later. I think she showed up. She was with Tyrese the first time.
yeah, it was Tyrese. Yeah, but yeah, because that's it. Because Tyrese was with Carol, and then he cheated on Carol with Michonne. Carol went to Lori and Rick. They shot her down. She killed herself. It's like, god damn.
Yeah, she was not like.
Yep.
I like
Remember-
Michonne, but she's not enough to carry the show. You know what I mean? She's probably one of the better
See-
characters on there, but she's just not enough to carry the whole damn show.
She's cool, but she was never meant to be like a star.
No,
she's not.
she's a
the
But I do
great.
like-
yeah.
She was a
I've
great
heard
She's
supporting
more
character.
interesting in Black Panther than she is in The Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't know.
I,
I
like
don't
her in
know.
Black Panther.
I like
I-
her in Black Panther.
I love her in Black. Don't get me wrong, man. Like that, y'all know that
She's
is
one
like
of the
one
better
of my
parts.
favorite movies.
Yeah, she was one of the better
Yeah.
parts in that movie.
But yeah, she was absolutely. But I love Michonne because we've gotten more Michonne over the seasons than we have her as Okoye, obviously. But no, man, she's like that. Just her katana, and she's just like she came out of nowhere with those zombies she had on chains to kind of help her get through everything. It was like she was bad. She saved Andrea's life. She took out the governor. Ripped it. Took his
After
eye
you
out.
raped her.
After he
Remember in
raped
the
her,
comic books, no one strong woman, no one ever talks on the show like gets payback on her rapist.
Oh yeah.
Big time.
Yep. Yo, yeah, she fucked him up. Yep, but yeah, man, that was a good end to that arc for her to get that, to get that on him. But yeah, man, like they cut out like the scene with shit, who was it? At the dude raping the girl in the sanctuary when Negan cut his throat. It was Sonequa Martin Green. They danced around that because she was in the cell, and they danced around that very gently. But Negan still came in and like slit the guy's throat, I think it was, or like gutted him with his knife. But
yeah, the TV show never got as dark as the comics did.
No,
because remember in the comic books, the baby died.
Yeah.
Remember, the baby does not make the baby's like a regular part of the show now, but in the comic, that baby was killed off in a brutal way.
Yeah, because Lori got shot.
Lori got shot, and she fell right on top of her stomach.
Yep, and the bullet went clear through the baby too, I think, and she fell on top of the kid too to top it all off.
She fell on top. Yeah.
Yep.
Because I don't think. Yeah, she did give up. She was holding the kid. Yeah, she was holding it and fell right on top of it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because that's how she got. Remember, she got killed like in the prison. That was bad though. It was like a brutal death.
Yeah, that baby died a very brutal death. Like there's certain things the show was never going to do, especially as it got more popular and they wanted to cater to mainstream. I was like, man, it's a zombie apocalypse. Yeah. I've said it before, and it's kind of an unpopular opinion to me. The worst thing that ever happened to that show was Daryl. Once Daryl showed up on that show, like he became, girls love him, so let's give him something. You can tell when you watch the show later seasons, he clearly was supposed to die, but they never did because he's just there and he doesn't really do anything.
Dude, he had more personality in Blade 2 than he has in any other movie I've ever seen.
Yeah. See, this is the thing with
I'll
Daryl.
Boondock Saints. I do like Boondock Saints.
See, I guess I'm in the rare side of the people that I don't care about Boondock Saints.
I don't either, dude. Pete, we're in the same boat. Yeah,
I like Boondock.
That's one of those movies. I have a list of movies that are like people love that I don't get. That's one of them.
One of
one's
mine
on there. The Big Lebowski's on there. I don't get that.
See, I love the Big Lebowski. I love the Big Lebowski.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't.
Hey, look, man, it happens.
I don't understand it.
It does.
As Pete, I'm the guy who says I think Avengers 1 is kind of overrated. I like it, but I don't think it's the greatest comic book movie ever. I was like, the first two acts is boring. It doesn't get great till they actually show up in the third act. I still love the movie, but you know what? It was the greatest comic book movie ever. No, it's not.
Yeah, I've seen Boondock Saints like twice. I watch it once and I watch it again to see if I missed anything, and I'm like, nope, just don't like it.
Well, I just like it because I'm into the whole revenge flick thing, like vigilante justice, which is what they are. I'm cool with it. I still like Punisher more.
Yeah,
but I've always liked that.
I have a long list of vigilante movies that I like, but that's just not one of them. I think that's
gonna happen.
That's one of those cult films that the people love, and then you tell somebody like, well, I don't get that movie, and they look at you like,
oh, you want to see people clutch their pearls when I say I don't like The Godfather.
I see. I love
consider my pearls clutched, sir.
My pearls are clutched right now too, man.
But not quite as good as Godfather Part 2. Godfather Part 2.
Okay, Adam saved
way
it.
Better. Yeah.
Adam saved it.
I don't. I acknowledge it's a great film. It is a great work of American cinema. It absolutely is. Martin Scorsese is a genius. It's
No. That's not a Scorsese movie.
Wait.
Scorsese, Francis Ford Coppola, sir.
I'm sorry.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Are you trying to say all Italian directors look alike? That's racist, Pete. That's racist.
Hang on.
But I will say this.
Let me shave my beard off, and I'll just have a mustache and say Baba the movie.
As far as mob movies go, if you want good, I would have to say that Goodfellas is way better than Godfather.
I like Goodfellas way better than I liked
Goodfellas.
Godfather's my movie, but I love Goodfellas.
Goodfellas is some good pizza.
I know.
Coach, you know some Goodfellas. You know some Goodfellas. Coach?
Why the fuck did I say?
Coach
Loudy. What's up?
Nothing. What's up?
He says he likes some Goodfellas.
I say Goodfellas is some good pizza.
No, The Godfather, man. I just kind of over. I don't know. I just, It was like I said.
It happens now. All jokes aside, there's always gonna be something we don't like.
Yep.
And then there's that balance that you do like. Like I said, the DC animated movies. I was talking about the day in the World Class Bullshitters group. I'm kind of sick of the Batman ones. Like, I don't like them. You know which one I actually like? The Killing Joke. The one everyone else hates.
That one's good. I've watched that a couple. Would that come out like 4 or 5 years ago?
I've
Yeah,
seen
so
that.
that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
3 years. Yeah, and it's funny because like that's the one everyone hates, and that's the one I like. I was like, I like Killing Joke.
No, the Killing Joke was good.
I had no problem with the Batgirl Batman sex scene. It didn't bother me. People forget in the original comics, Batgirl was closer to Batman's age than she was to Robin's age. Robin was like 10 years old. Batgirl was always like 17, 16.
Yeah, 2016. That would come out 2016. It was 3 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. It was just funny. Like, yeah, you're gonna have that movie that you like that everyone else doesn't. You like what you like. Don't let anyone change your mind.
Yep. That's like me and you with Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah. And Justice League.
And Justice League. See, I like Justice League. I like it. But that's the thing is like Ragnarok. I like retroactively dislike Ragnarok because I see what it fucking led to now. I
told you that a year ago too. I was like, watch, it's gonna lead down a dark path, man. I even said the words. He's gonna become the new Aquaman. Thor is now gonna be the joke character that no one takes seriously, and it's gonna take him 30 or 40 years to get his reputation back.
And now we got Kevin Thor.
That's right, Kevin Thor.
We've got an
appearance by Yoda. We have
Yoda. Where's your head going? Oh no, Adam, no. This is a PG show, I think.
Bullshit, we've been swearing all night. Ain't no PG show.
What the hell are you
Look,
doing?
man, kids watch mature stuff.
Yoda, you whore.
Oh, he did have a man's hand up his butt for the years.
Tickle my prostate, he does.
Oh. Still less offensive than The Last Jedi. Oh, God damn, I hate that.
My Yoda backpack I got from Disney World last year.
They'll charge you an arm and leg for it now at that Galaxy's Edge.
They are going there.
No, I'm pretty sure they've got completely new merchandise for that.
Nobody's showing up to the park.
That's the problem. I feel bad for like the employees at the damn park that are getting their hours cut. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's the only people I feel bad for. First visit. I've never been to any Disney parks or anything like that, so
that's probably the last time I'll go because after I've been to Universal, I'm like, nope, not going back there no more.
I see. My wife and I were talking about that. I said because like everybody I've talked to said Universal is like way more.
Universal is
it's more fun.
There is so much shit to do. You physically can't do it all in one day. It's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on the list of things to do. So. Definitely.
Plus, doesn't Universal have like the?
Hey, speaking of Disney, were we supposed to talk about Star Wars tonight, or
we're going to talk about some Star? Why not? Let's talk about some Star. We might as well talk about.
We're an hour and a half in. I was just wondering.
Yeah, I actually found an article I wanted to do. But we'll talk about Star Wars first because I'd much rather talk about Disney's financial failings at the Star Wars end and how there's reportedly an entire fucking warehouse full of toys that Disney wishes would get hit by lightning. That came from Midnight's Edge. That makes me happy.
That was a fantastic video, and they showed up the shot of the end of Raiders Lost Ark where they had the big warehouse and their top men are working on this, and then they just push it into this big pile. I'm like, I used to work in that warehouse. I know that shit ain't never getting touched.
Yep. I want to go in there and be like, hey man, just give me all the fucking First Order stormtroopers you got. That's the only thing I want. Just give me those fuckers. Just stormtroopers.
They're an unfortunate casualty in this culture war, but their costumes look. I had one of those stormtroopers as my backdrop when the Force Awakens came out because I thought, you know what, they changed them a little bit, but it's cool. I dig it. It was probably the least offensive thing that they had done. Now the black TIE fighters. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, if it's been that many years, you haven't come up with a new ship since the TIE fighter. Yeah. Like even the Clone Wars had different fucking ships, buddy.
Dude. Okay, the Clone Wars had the absolute best ships. My favorite.
What were those freaking like not quite X-wings, but they had like 3 wings that came off the side, and they had like 2 people in the
ARC 170.
Oh, dude, those things were awesome.
Adam,
remember what you're talking about.
you're gonna see it soon because I'm gonna unbox it and I'm gonna hang it from the ceiling in the office. With
those
I've
things are
got-
dope. Those helicopter,
Yep.
not quite helicopter things. I have one of those somewhere.
Oh, that's the clone gunships.
Yeah, the gunship. I have
Does
a
it have-
gunship.
It's got 2 pods on the side.
Yeah. I got the
Oh, those are
gunship.
slick.
Yep.
Yes.
I still have it too. I kept that one.
You know what? I next to
I
the
got rid of a bunch of my my Phantom Menace stuff when I moved to Florida because I just had too much shit and I couldn't afford to bring all of it with me. So I sold a lot of it on eBay. I had the big Naboo Star Cruiser.
That's
but I
I'm
mean,
gonna I'm
it's
gonna
like,
buy
it's like the
that.
size
Yes.
of a bathtub, man. I
That
couldn't
is-
haul that thing down here, you know.
That-
So I couldn't keep everything. I kept my Falcon, you know. I
Yep.
kept my Power Effects X-wing from 1997. I still have that big one that talks. It's got
Okay.
all the sound effects on it. I still have those, and I have those out right now. They're up on my ceiling, but I don't know if I can point this up or. Yeah, you see them up there? I know there's not. I know there's not a lot of light on it right now, but yeah.
I can here. I only have a few of my Star Wars things out. Let me see if I can flip the camera here a little bit. Let's see if you can see over on that dresser over there. There's like Jabba the Hutt and the Rancor, and it's like Jabba's whole like throne setup. And I've got it's one of the Hoth bases that I bought.
Do you have the bantha with the camel hair on it? The camel hair bantha?
I do not
I
have
got
a
one
bantha.
of those. Yeah, I got one of those.
I've got a dewback right here.
Oh, we lost him.
Oh, we're taking over.
Great. You turned off the whole fucking movie.
You see, that's what happens. Oh god. See, I had Star Wars action figures. I never had any of the vehicles. What figures I had, I gave to my nephew. So I don't have any of them.
Pete, say
anymore.
something.
I'm back.
Okay, we can hear you now. Cool.
All right. Yeah, I started buying the vehicles. I've got the vintage Slave One, and actually my kid just got a bunch of Boba Fett shit last night from my brother-in-law. He got a big Boba Fett mug. He got a Power of the Force Boba Fett figure, a Boba Fett bobblehead, a little brass Boba Fett keychain, a wall painting, all from a yard sale down by Detroit. So I was kind of happy. So he's got all that on his shelf now. The kid's got he's got a good Star Wars collection going.
Nice.
Yeah, man. We've got like all total. I think we're between his and mine. We're over like 900 figures or something. maybe around there.
Oh, I've got tons of figures. I didn't get rid of any of my figures. I just got rid of some of my ships because I'm like, I can't afford to take it. Like with the Phantom Menace, I think I bought every single fucking ship that came out, and
I wish I would have.
I can't keep all this shit. You know, I still have an ad. I still have the ones that I just can't. There's some that I just can't part with, but those ships, man, they lose their value after a while, and they're hard to get rid of. Like, especially if you don't have the boxes, people don't want them.
Yeah.
But they collect a lot of dust and they take up a lot of space, and I don't have the space, and I couldn't afford to take all that shit down here with me from Illinois. Just couldn't do it.
I worked retail when the Phantom Menace came out in '99. I was working at Meijer, and if I was smart, I would have, because I was like, I wasn't really buying toys then, you know. I was 19. I'm like,
I went out to the midnight sale at Toys R Us when the Phantom Menace came. Right before that movie launched.
I wish I would have.
Sale. I bought probably $170 worth of action figures, man.
Because Meijer, dude, had a huge toy display. Because I worked in hardware, it was right next to toys. So I worked right there. And yeah, man, I would go over there and be like, God damn, I should buy some.
That summer was so fun, man. There was Star Wars fucking everywhere. Everybody was selling Star Wars. And I never saw it like that again until The Force Awakens came out. And then suddenly there was Star Wars stuff everywhere again. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, this movie might suck, but you know what? There's merchandise everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, there wasn't one single store you couldn't go to.
Everywhere.
Didn't have something.
There's still merchandise from The Force Awakens everywhere.
Star Wars stickers on the goddamn bananas at the grocery store, for Christ's sakes.
Have you seen the pictures I posted before with the Star Wars novels? It's the Disney ones. They're like $2 at my local Dollar General.
Yeah, I saw that picture you posted.
There's $2.
So what we were going to talk about was this rumor that's going around that George Lucas gets, and I actually put this up in the High Council last night. I did a super chat because I want to know what Jeff's take on it was. it's in the rumor phase, and there's a lot of things going around the rumor mill right now. There's Doctor Who rumors, Star Trek rumors, but the Star Wars rumor is the one that I'm the most interested in, because we've always been under this impression that Disney's wanting to get into the culture war and take sides, and that's basing their decisions. But what they're saying is that George Lucas gets residual income from all of the original characters that he created, meaning Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, the Millennium Falcon. Everything has to at least be like the props have to be 25% different, or else he gets a majority of the residuals that come from that. Like, he gets a percentage of all of those toys sold. So what Disney has done, according to the source that Doomcock and Nerdrotic have, is that they made these changes so that they could sell more toys for the new characters, because they get all of the money for that. They bought the license, but basically they bought just the license. They didn't buy the intellectual property. I don't know exactly what's in George Lucas's paperwork, but if you think about this, everything that they've screwed up with Star Wars makes perfect sense if they did it for this reason.
Yep.
They did it for even more selfish reason than the culture war. They did it for money. They made these movies specifically to sell toys that are not selling.
I have videos I haven't shared yet of my local. If I walk down the hill from my house, there's a merchandise outlet store about 400 yards away from me, and we go in there and I'll look for action figures for my kid because they're usually cheap. So I went in there, and was it last weekend we walked down there, and on Sunday, and there was a stack of Jyn Erso, Rey, General Hux. There was some Rose Ticos in there. There was some Jake Skywalkers in there, and then they had like 175 Wonder Woman figures that were like they were like one of like the, I can't remember her name. She wasn't a very, like, she had like a minuscule part, but they made an action figure for some reason. But I'm like, these would be cool if you were like an army builder and you could like just do like different head sculpts or something. You know what I mean? Because you just change one or two things. But yeah, like the Star Wars shit, dude, there's like a bunch of those big, what are those? Like the 18-inch figures, I think, because my kid's got like 5 of them. People have just bought them for him. One of my buddies gave him a Captain Phasma, a Kylo Ren, and like one of the Stormtroopers. Like, he walks by the Kylo Ren and he kicks it and knocks it over.
Now, I already knew that the BB-8 was created just to sell a toy. They
They
probably had a prototype to do a little radio. They probably made the toy before they even started writing the fucking script.
Yep. Write the script around this fucking stupid toy.
So they made. That's why I was getting at earlier with this whole made by committee thing.
Yeah.
They made these characters just to sell their toys, because Disney gets all of the profit for that. They don't get the profit for selling a Jake Skywalker figure or Han Solo figure or even Leia figure, because Lucas owns the rights to those properties. So when you go to Galaxy's Edge, the reason that they've done sequel trilogy is because they want to get as much money from that property as possible. Problem that they didn't realize is that those movies suck, people don't like them, and that stuff is not selling. So now they're sitting on a mountains of merchandise that are never going to sell. Their parks are not making money because the people that were involved forgot to develop these characters and make them interesting enough to where kids would want to run out and buy them. Because I guarantee if these movies were better, those toys would have sold. Some people are blaming and say, well, kids don't play with toys anymore. I'm like, no, it's because the movies are not very good.
That's a lie, yeah.
They buy those Marvel toys like crazy.
Oh, dude, you
can't. You know how hard it is to find an Aquaman toy? Because my nephew wants one so bad.
I haven't seen one yet. Yeah, I haven't seen one.
They're around. The problem is the Walmart people tell me, like, yeah, they sell out all the time. Like,
even though Transformers toys sold, those movies are terrible, but kids like them. Yeah.
The Aquaman riding the Battle Shark figure was like $50. But the bid on eBay for one started at 50 and it went up a little bit higher than I wanted it to. But yeah, dude, it's a wicked ass figure. It's like one of those big, what are they, like the Titan series ones? They're like 12 inches or whatever. Because my kids got like 3 totes full of those figures. Because we've got Vision. I mean, we got some pretty cool ones, like Ronin and shit. He's got Rocket and Groot. I mean, we got to tell you, we got DC, we got Superman and Batman, and I bought him Lex Luthor, and for some reason, Hawkman. The Hawkman figure came into play, though, because Lape called Hawkeye Hawkman in a video, so I got to zing him and send him a picture of the action figure. I was like, is this who you're talking about? And it was fucking Hawkman. So,
but those things sell because kids like them.
Kids
People
love
like
those.
them. But what the Nerdrotic did another video like not too long after the Midnight's Edgewood, and he basically put that one in his comments. You know, check out this video too. But according to his sources, the reason that you see the square dish on the Millennium Falcon, the red arm on C-3PO, and all these different costumes, the reason that the X-Wings are black and the TIE fighters are black and orange is they have to have at least 25% difference to not be considered, you know, a Lucas property. It's really cutthroat. And it makes sense to me because Lucas was a shrewd businessman.
Yep.
I could totally see him making sure it's like, well, you have the name, but the name only. You don't own the characters that I created. Those are mine. Because I think it's weird that he would just give away all that stuff for, what was it, a paltry $4 billion?
Yeah, paltry $4 billion.
He undersold that shit big time. And you know what? The rate that they're going, Disney, they're going to have to sell it back to him for a penny.
You know what?
And he's going to be welcome back with open arms, too.
Damn right. He'd take it back, and he probably, even if he didn't do the movie.
About, the prequels raped my childhood, they will apologize.
He would probably take his outline and give it to, even if he didn't direct another movie, he would probably give it to somebody better equipped to do that than what Disney has given us. Because God knows we've watched J.J. Abrams trash enough franchises so far. Was not trashing Star Trek and Star Wars bad enough? Now, the only difference is, and I've been arguing with this people about this on some Facebook groups, Star Trek will bounce back. Because Star Trek's a property that has fallen apart many times, all the way back to the original series. The original pilot didn't take off. The second pilot. Then it was only on for 3 seasons. Then it came back in the syndicate.
It had a bad first movie.
Had a bad first movie.
Yeah.
Every odd numbered movie was bad. Okay. The Next Generation had a successful series. Terrible movies. All right.
Only one good movie in Generation.
Right? That's a series that can bounce back because it has aesthetics. It's not really character driven as Star Wars. It's Star Wars.
Plus,
people love Star Wars because of the characters. Simply
Mm-hmm.
seeing a lightsaber and a Millennium Falcon on the screen is not going to be enough to bring audiences in. We've already proven this. Look at Solo not selling.
Yep. Oh, Solo was all these stupid little like nostalgia and these like member berries that they thought
annoying.
They
so
thought
annoying, dude.
like the dice and his gun, and it was just like him and Chewie. Did we really need to see Han and Chewie showering?
Let me ask
together?
you something, all right? And you know, we're all diehard Star Wars fans here. Did you even know that there was dice in the fucking Falcon?
No.
Before they pointed that out.
No.
Now I knew that there was dice because I saw it in a comic book. But when we watched movies back in the '80s, resolution was not like it is now.
You couldn't see
no
that
4K shit.
No.
Yeah, it was there, but you didn't see it. It's not
Yeah.
like
it's like C-3PO's original silver leg. Like most people didn't even know, even in the original trilogy, he had that silver leg. Yeah, no one knew that.
I couldn't tell.
It's one of those things someone pointed it out to defend the red arm or whatever.
He has a red arm now, just so
yeah, it's like, oh, he has a silver leg. No. I think Lucas even explained that in like one of the Clone Wars cartoons. I think it explained why that leg is silver.
Well, that all goes.
I think they were just kind of hinting out that he's been through a lot of shit.
Yeah, I think that's what
he's been built and rebuilt and rebuilt and rebuilt.
Yeah, there's certain things you just didn't know. One of the ones that still blows my mind, I'm surprised when I heard it. I was like, that can't be true. It's like the Imperial March is not the New Hope.
It's not.
No, it's not. That's from Empire. Yeah,
Empire
Return of the
Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. But you're so used to hearing it in your head that it's like, no,
in fact, for the longest time, I always called that Darth Vader theme because whenever Darth Vader was on this, and that's why I always liked Empire more because that's where the Last Jedi didn't do right. The Empire developed all those characters way more than the New Hope did. New Hope introduced them, had a great adventure, told you just enough that you need to know about every single character. Empire put everybody on a journey. Darth Vader is after Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker realizes that Darth Vader is his dad. Han Solo has to decide, does he want to be with the rebels? Does he want to try to save his own ass? All right. Then he gets frozen in carbonite. He's on a journey. All right. Leia's on a journey to save him. Everybody is given some kind of a journey to be put on. It doesn't get resolved. In The Last Jedi, There's no journey and there's no resolution. It just starts and then it ends and doesn't leave anything on a cliffhanger.
I was
a
arguing
massive misstep on their part.
I was arguing with my damn sister about that the other day because, you know, my SJW sister, we were talking, she's a Last Jedi defender, and yep, same thing as, you just don't understand it. I'm like, what don't I understand? I'm like, The Last Jedi tried to be Empire Strikes Back. Rian Johnson does not have a creative bone in his body.
You say, no, you didn't understand because these things were around long before you people started taking stances on these things and coming in and trying to claim these properties. You wanted to come in and put your dirty feet on our sofa, and now you expect us to just say, oh, that's fine, go ahead, dirty up my sofa, I don't care. We don't care. But God forbid we say anything. That's because of our politics.
Yep, and that's it, man. It's so fucking ridiculous to even sit back and be like, so my politics are the reason why I don't like a Star Wars movie? No, I don't like that Star Wars movie because, bitch, that's not a Star Wars movie.
But
okay,
even back to what we were talking about though, before I started talking about politics again, I think they're sitting back and watching all of us fighting about politics according to Star Wars, when in reality these things were made because they wanted to sell toys.
Yeah,
they want to detract from the fact that the toys are not selling, so they're letting the SJWs fight their war for them. Because if you think about it, making a movie to sell toys is even more insidious than taking a political stance.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's the worst. Greed is the worst.
That became illegal. That became illegal after a while. That's how come shows like G.I. Joe and Transformers got canceled after a while. Like, you weren't allowed to do it anymore.
No, I mean, we all knew that they were doing it, but hey, we liked the characters enough that we went along with it.
Well,
but that was designed for that in mind. It was designed to sell the toys. Whereas with Star Wars, there was just a paltry amount of toys even before that movie came out, because God forbid, nobody even wanted to make the toys. That's what made Kenner rich, because the stuff sold like crazy, you know.
Well, because
Lucas was one of the first people that said, "Yeah, I want those rights to all the merchandise," and all the TV studios or all the movie studios were like, "Whatever, dude." You know, it's like, fine. Your movie sucks.
Merchandise wasn't that big of a deal until Star Wars showed up.
It wasn't a big deal. So he made all of his money off of merchandising, and Disney thought that they could replicate that, but they forgot to develop interesting characters.
Because
they're not interesting.
Because
Poe and Finn, they're just people in a movie. They don't have any kind of journey. You know less about them after The Last Jedi than you did from The Force Awakens.
They're Disney, no matter what they do, they can't. George Lucas is the Allfather. He is basically
he is.
He is Odin.
He is. I'm still pissed
he might as well be Odin.
I'm pissed that he sold out, and I talked a lot of shit about him because I'm like, you literally became the thing that you hated to escape the things that you hate. In order to fight the industry constantly telling you what to do, you had to become the industry. And then in the end, you sold to the absolute worst company you possibly could for a paltry $4 billion. I was pissed that he did that. But now I think he's got the last joke, because he's watching them butcher his franchise because they're not in control. And that goes back to what I was saying before. You had one guy in charge of this franchise, and his stuff made money. Despite what you may feel about the Phantom Menace, it still made money. People still went back and saw the Clone Wars. They went back and saw Revenge of the Sith. They wanted to see these things. Those things were all profitable. The movies were profitable all the way up until Solo.
If they never made another Star Wars movie after Revenge of the Sith, I would have been perfectly fine with that.
I'd have been fine with it. I already said my goodbyes. I wasn't really all that upset about it.
I was fine. That was it. You knew from then Anakin went to become, he's Vader, and you knew where it went, and I would have been okay. I'm good with that. And they could have had the EU and the novels and that stuff, and your Clone Wars show and that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, the novels and the that kind of. But they didn't need to make. I like Rogue One. I enjoyed Rogue One
because it's exactly what it was advertised.
It's a war movie. It's a war. Yep, it's a Star Wars, but it's more of a war movie that happens to be about Star Wars.
It's way more of a Star Wars story than Solo was.
Solo was just absolutely
god awful boring. At least a Rogue One was a Star Wars story telling you a different characters in that universe. Unfortunately, it was still very connected to the trilogy, but. Considering that they were trying to sell this as being these spin-off movies that were going to happen in between the sequels, I get why they did that. All right. And I would have been fine with more things like that, but each movie having different characters in it. I never wanted a fucking Han Solo origin story.
No.
As soon as I found out what that was going to be, like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see some other asshole play Han Solo. Are you kidding me? That was like the 41st anniversary of Star Wars when they released that too. I'm like, that's adding insult to injury. You're going to give me a prequel to a guy that you literally killed off not even 2 movies ago in the most horrific way you could possibly imagine. We know how his journey ends. I'm not interested anymore.
And then we fucked
that up.
And then we get stuck with Alden Peckerwood as Solo.
Orville Peckenbacher.
Oh my god, I keep forgetting. I have to finish Solo. I keep stopping that movie. I've been telling Adam for like months now, like, I'm going to watch Solo. And then all of a sudden, like, no, I'm not.
I watched it once, and then I watched it again.
I tried. As soon as I got to the droid, I was out. As soon as I got to that droid, I was like, please, if there's a God, don't let that droid do James Bond.
That's where it really goes off.
Goddamn Phoebe Waller-Bridge, whatever her name is.
Phoebe hyphen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't let her do James Bond. I was wrong. I
was wrong. At that time, I had no idea how wrong I would be.
But
I was very, very wrong.
Star Trek will bounce back from
Star Trek's good. The only thing bad about Star Trek is just Discovery. Star Wars, everything is bad now. The games, the comic. Star Trek is just, depending on how you feel about the movies. Some like them, some hate them.
I like them. Yeah, I like most of them.
I didn't like Into Darkness, but I like the first one and Beyond.
Yeah,
I was like
those
Star Trek.
Good.
Star Trek Online.
I didn't like Nemesis. I didn't really like a lot of the Next Generation movies, but
I was talking about the J.J. Abrams movies.
The J.J. Abrams movie, the first, those are okay. I really honestly
don't
have a problem with them.
But I do like the first and third one.
They were designed to be what they needed to be, and most people that want to go see a movie don't want to see an episode of like The Cage for 2 hours. They don't want to see it, And I get why they do it. So it's like you've got your event movie.
Always more action oriented.
You have your event movie Star Trek, and then you have your TV show Star Trek for the people that want a little bit more of an intellectual story. That makes sense to me. Yeah, but Star Trek will bounce back. It's going to be fun.
Star Trek's going to be perfectly fine.
Doctor Who, I don't know, because I think they've taken too many risks with that. But Star Wars,
I don't think that's the point of no return yet. Because you can always get a new Doctor or whatever. You can always bring them back.
Star Wars is the one property, though, that I don't think can come back because it's so character driven.
The games.
They can't come up with any new characters. They're not going to use the books.
Nope.
They've already fucked up the new characters. What's left? I want to know what's left.
Cartoons are pretty terrible.
Who the hell wants a Cassian Andor TV series?
Oh, me, pick me.
Is it going to be the Mandalorian?
How does it end?
Is
SJW phase.
Is DB
Cassian
Wise
Andor ends up in a
Jerry's or
threesome
whatever?
with some chick and a guy.
The Rian Johnson trilogy is never going to come out. It's not going to be DB Weiss and whatever the fucking other guy's name is, Ben and Jerry's, whatever.
Benioff and Weiss.
Benioff and Weiss. Yeah, those. What are they going to do?
So quick.
Wow.
Game of Thrones, they just laugh, man.
We got your money. Fuck your show. They're out.
It's like they were waiting for that check to clear, and once that check cleared, we gone.
Like I said, I think the only way that they can really seriously fix it, if you think it's going to get fixed, for one, all the SJWs and the normies have to get bored with it and walk away from it. All right. Second of all, you give the license back to Lucas, and then he gives it to some people that will probably give us something remotely interesting. Then maybe you can possibly have Star Wars again. But the first thing that has to happen, I'm sorry to say this, it has to go away and be gone for a while.
Yeah.
I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that. I'm good with it, man.
It needs to go away and die, kind of like the way Batman did after Batman Robin. It had to be dead for about a good 4 years before people could even think.
Let it go away. Yeah.
Before people could even think about making another movie, you had to let people forget about it. You know what I mean?
Let us miss you.
Right now, you need to let all the fans and everybody forget about Star Wars for a while, and then when they crave it again, they'll be willing to come back out and see what they've done.
Yeah, Star Wars is such a bad. And the worst part is, if the games and the books were good, we might could get. Let's be honest. As bad as Last Jedi is, it's not the first time we sat through bad Star Wars movies. But at least you always had Knights of the Old Republic. You had the Clone Wars cartoon, so it's like it wasn't all bad. Now, if the Last Jedi is bad, what do? Play Battlefront 2?
But before The Last Jedi, I always thought the worst one was Attack of the Clones. But even Attack of the Clones had moments in it where I was entertained. I wasn't bored. Yeah.
Anything with Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi, and
He was
Chris
the jewel of
those
that trilogy.
movies. He did save those.
He was the jewel of that trilogy.
Oh,
he
right
was.
there.
He was better actor than they probably deserved.
If Disney wanted to make a good, and I say this with all trepidation because it would be Disney controlling the project. If Disney wanted a movie that would fucking make a ton of money, you give us an Obi-Wan Kenobi fucking movie, a standalone Obi-Wan Kenobi movie about what happened, back, between, when he was watching Luke grow up. I guarantee you that movie would be a hit. But
it has to be like a Western. It has to be exactly like a Western where he comes back out for one last mission and make sure he leaves nobody to watch. He has to, and it has to be, he has to ride off into the twin sons. Yeah,
that's why they should have done it with the guy that made that did Logan. What's his name?
James Mangold.
James Mangold. That was rumored to do the Boba Fett movie. Fuck that Boba Fett movie. I'm sorry. I like Boba Fett, but I don't want a Boba Fett movie. Oh, Boba Fett is one of the most goddamn overrated characters in Star Wars. He's cool,
it's basically it was the 1-2 punch is what killed it all. It was the blow from The Last Jedi and then the unsuccess of Solo.
Yep.
Right within months of each other, just the 1-2 punch that just knocked it. It just fucked it all up for me.
Because they could have survived the Force Awakens. It could have survived it.
Yeah.
The Last Jedi, because everyone thought, The Last Jedi will fix some of the problems. That's why I hear people say, Episode 9 is going to fix Episode 9. Episode 8 was supposed to fix it.
Yeah.
Episode 8 didn't.
You can't keep saying the next episode is supposed to fix it.
A lot of YouTubers have said this. How much, and it's something worth probably us talking about too, is how much of Episode 8 will be unfucking, or how much of Episode 9 will be them unfucking Episode 8.
It's going to have to be all of it.
It's going to have to be like most of it.
It's going to be 3/4 of the movie.
It's not going to be able to tell an original story. It's going to be like, well, this didn't happen, and this is how we're going to fix this. They're doing it in the fucking trailer. Oh, she's got a lightsaber back. He fixed his helmet. We're going to fix everything, boys and girls. It's like
this is the problem, though, is that you're going to unfuck what Episode 8 did, but you still got J.J. Abrams running the fucking goddamn show with his empty fucking mystery box. And it's like, bitch, you've opened that thing a million times. We know there's not a motherfucking
And then
thing
they're going to leave mystery boxes. Well, if you want to know more, you're going to have to subscribe to our streaming services.
Yep.
I'm so sick of people telling me, oh, well, it makes sense if you read the book. I shouldn't have to do homework to get a movie.
Nope,
exactly.
I don't buy that. I fight with anybody that ever says that.
No.
It makes more sense to read the book.
Like,
that's not true.
I'll give an example. Have you ever read, I think, is it Tales from Jabba the Hutt or something like that?
Yes, Tales from
There's
Jabba
a scene where, you find the Rancor who dies in Return of the Jedi. You find out in one of those books that the reason the guy cried is because he was friends with it, and they were going to escape that night.
Oh, they were going to escape?
They were going to escape, but Luke killed it before he came. Now, like I said, if you don't read the book, you don't know this, but you can still watch the movie and get like, okay, clearly he cared for this Rancor when he cries.
I figured he raised it.
The Terry Brooks novelization of The Phantom Menace is a way better story than the one.
Yes, it is. I have that. I read the book before I saw the movie.
I did too. I did too. So I enjoyed the movie better because I knew what was going on in between the scenes. But
that's how you do an extended. That's how you do an extended universe. It expands on the universe. I shouldn't need it to understand how the basic movie works.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have to.
I agree. Now that I watch it as an adult, I realize I'm like, yeah, this movie hasn't held up well, and I can see why people were frustrated because they certain characters got more time than others. They didn't lead things up. Anakin was extremely annoying in the book. He was a lot more enigmatic. Is the word I'm probably looking for. He had a lot of things wrong with him. None of that was in the movie. So, yeah, I don't buy that at all. And another good example is the Mothman prophecies. If you've ever seen the movie.
Oh, God.
Okay. And if I have the book and I have the movie, I like them both.
I've never seen the movie.
They're not related to each other whatsoever. The movie's good. The book's good. The movie is probably this much of what's in the book. But most of the book is just a series of different events that happened before the events in the movie.
I've watched
does it matter that you watch one before the other? Absolutely not. No. They still exist. They can still coexist in the same universe as individual properties.
Yeah. You shouldn't depend too much on the expanded universe saving you.
No.
Yeah.
Besides, they're not going to use it anymore anyway, so they already fucked that all up.
Well, no, now they're cherry picking shit from the EU and putting it in the movies. Like,
Well, yeah, there was a really interesting thing with the Solo, and I was wondering if they were going to use any of this in the Solo movie. They used a fraction of it. All right, there was a speeder chase, but in the book, the person that he was in a speeder chase with was Dengar. Dengar was the enemy of the first Solo book, and that's why Dengar was stalking him down, because they had a race. There was a horrible accident, left Dengar to become a cyborg, basically.
And that's why he's all bandaged up.
Lost opportunities, ladies and gentlemen. But then again, if Dengar would have been in the movie, then they would have not been able to sell that toy. That's why I'm saying this rumor, I buy it, because if you line it up, it lines up perfectly with every single stupid decision that they've made. If you do this thing, if you take this book and you use these things, Lucas would get the money and we wouldn't. It's unfortunate. It sucks, but it was greed motivated all along.
Oh yeah, it always was. They just couldn't make a good product.
So help me God, if they have to rebrand the Disney Star Wars theme park, oh my God, dude. Oh.
Like, look, I knew they were going to mess up Star Wars, but I did not think
it just makes me think of what will we have gotten if Universal would have bought in Star Wars. I can't stop thinking about what we might have gotten. You know, just damn it.
Perfect world out there. That's what happened.
Yep.
Like, man, like Disney screwed them so badly.
Disney just, like, I don't know, man. What is Bob Iger doing over there? Like, does he have any, like?
I don't know if he's still diving into his coin pool anymore. His Scrooge McDuck coin pool. I think that thing's depleted by now.
Yeah. People finding out.
He's paying off some massive debts, and one of them is Star Wars. And I think the reason that we haven't had more commercials and shit, considering that that's just coming out in a couple of months, I don't think they can afford the marketing. There's no toys. I went to my Walmart yesterday. There's no footprint for Star Wars whatsoever.
No, my last time I went to my Walmart, they had 2 blade builders. One of them was busted open, and the other one was an Alden Peckerwood Solo figure, and that was it. That was all the Star Wars stuff they had.
Yeah, Star Wars section at my Walmart, it's like very small. Like, it is shrunk down. It's put next to the WWE stuff, which that don't sell much either.
No, that's shit. You know, the funny thing is they have a ton of Star Wars Legos, and those always sell because they're all original trilogy and prequel trilogy Lego shits. The Legos are, I looked at them, I was like, well, these are all original trilogy sets. Okay, so that's no wonder there's because there's only a couple of them left, and I'm like, because I was kind of looking through them, and yeah, I'm like, well, they don't even have any. There was not even, because I kind of look at the shelf tags. I used to work retail, so I'm looking at the names of the shelf tags, and there was no tags for any of the fucking like new stuff. So I was kind of laughing. I'm like, well, you know, these things are, but the sets are actually pretty cool, you know. But I didn't buy any. If you're looking for spoilers, I didn't buy any.
I was just saying that today. I the only new Disney figure that I bought the black droid from Rogue One. I have not bought a single other toy from the Disney line.
I'll tell you, I bought most of the figures around the time of The Last Jedi, because I was like, these might be worth something before the movie came out. You know what I mean? I'm just like, fuck it, dude. So I went out.
Hey, I feel you, buddy. I went through that with the Phantom Menace.
I did.
And then all those became worth nothing.
I did. I went out. I bought Rey. I got Finn, Poe, Hux, Kylo, and I got 10. I think I got 10 first order, 10 or 11 first order stormtroopers, and I gave all my last DJ. I bought that fucking retard DJ, Benicio del Toro's character. That fucking, you know. I was like,
these are another fantastic actor that was wasted in a terrible movie.
What the fuck are you doing? Like,
I've seen Benicio del Toro do
some fantastic
shit. Yeah.
Oh God.
Remember the guys from the raid? They were in the Force Awakens, and what did they do with those guys? They were just there to have. They didn't even fight. They didn't even have a fight scene.
Oh, you mean the smoke monster that was in the Millennium Falcon, or before the Millennium Falcon didn't count? Yeah. That was your fight.
Yeah, You
The
got
tentacle
the guys
monster.
from the raid, and you did nothing with it. You didn't have
Lot of tentacle monsters.
Oh,
Just
that
saying.
what were those things called? The
Borg?
I can't. The
I can't
Borg.
remember.
I can't remember the Borg.
I can't remember their name either.
They're because they had it was the Guavarian Death Squad. I got that guy too for some reason. What the fuck was his name? Balatique. He came. I bought a lot. It was a lot of figures of like prequel figures, and I got this one figure in there. I'm looking. I'm like, who the fuck is this? And it's Balatique. I'm like, I had to look it up. I'm like, who? Oh, that guy that was in that was it Force Awakens for like 5 minutes, not even.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm glad I didn't pay for this.
I remember that was like right after the Last Jedi. One of the things was like, okay, I heard somebody saying on a either a podcast or a video or something. It's like, oh, it was a test. It was like, name one of the new characters from the new movie and tell me about him. And people, they're just asking random people to do that.
Yeah, I've heard that. It was Red Letter Media that did that.
It was
right?
That's right. It was. It was Red Letter Media.
Describe them
right
without
after the Force
mentioning what
Awakens.
they're wearing or what their job is.
Yep. That was the point. They don't have any kind of character.
Luke is like naive and childish. Han is cocky, charming. Leia stubborn, headstrong. But I think they got to like Rey and just like, girl, no.
Yeah. So speaking of Rey and Daisy Ridley, I caught some heat the other day. Are either of you guys in that Star Wars Anything and Everything group on Facebook?
Never heard of it.
Okay, I'm going to tell you a more wretched hive of scum and villainy outside of the Rick and Morty fan base you will never find. Holy shit. So there was this guy, what's his name? I'm not going to just say his last. His first name is Leo. He always posts shit in there, and it's always like it's always a woman. It's always a picture of a woman. So he had a Would You Rather the other day, and it was Emilia Clarke and Daisy Ridley. Now, my answer will probably surprise you, but I went with Daisy Ridley.
I go with Daisy Ridley.
I went with Daisy Ridley. I'm like, look, they're like, oh, well, she's the one guy was like, oh, so you like dudes? And I'm like, really? That's the first thing you go to, man? Are you a little homophobic, bro? I'm like, did I hurt your fragile masculinity? And I used that. I'm like, oh, did I hurt your fragile masculinity? And the guy was like, you just like fucking dudes. I'm like, that is, dude. I'm like, I like Ray because not Ray, but I like Daisy Ridley because number one, the girl came out in an interview on national TV and said there's only 2 genders. I'm like, right there, you had me. You're athletic as hell, and you just seem like you're pretty down to earth and like, you know, cool and not an SJW. So she seems like somebody who would be cool. Emilia Clarke, I don't really know much about, but I just prefer Daisy Ridley.
Now, was the question was sexual or
it was just like, who do you like? Either it could have been interpreted in a number of ways,
okay,
but it was like,
if you're wanting to say actress, then definitely Daisy Ridley, because everything that I've seen Emilia Clarke in is terrible.
But it was I think,
which is for me is 2 movies, Terminator Genesis and Solo, and in both movies,
really Game of Thrones is all she got, and even this is only good at the beginning.
She's the same character in both of those movies, dude. She is boring as shit.
Yep.
Most of these Game of Thrones actors that are in movies are boring as shit. I hate the
Sean Bean's the best one, and
I was gonna say he was killed in like what 2 episodes of season 1.
It was 9th episode of season 1.
I didn't even make it that far. Yeah, I
love
I
Game of
slept
Thrones.
through 4 episodes of that show. And
Yeah,
I was like,
I do love Game of Thrones. I just didn't like the last 2 seasons. I think they fell apart the last 2 seasons. But it's funny to think, like, if you remember the marketing, they marketed Sean Bean in that movie. I mean, that show. He felt like,
they had to get a high-profile actor to get the show sold because they weren't going to sell it on. You know, people have wised up to that. The nudity isn't going to get people to watch the show because there's been high shows with a lot of nudity, and it's like that's not
True Blood.
I'm sorry, True Blood. They did the last or the Bastard Executioner, which didn't even last a whole season. That was another one. That was another one that they tried that shit with. So that's not enough. So you have to use the big actor in order to carry it. You know what I mean? So
which Sean Bean wasn't even that big of an actor at the time, but yeah, compared.
No.
He was the star. He was the man.
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying because he was like, he was the main guy in season 1. They were plugging him up to be.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny, you know what? I'm gonna say something. I don't know how controversial it is with Game of Thrones fans, but what's his name? Peter Dinklage. I don't think he's as good as everyone think he is. Everyone, he's so great, he's so wonderful. But I was like, he only has Game of Thrones. Everything else, he is terrible. You gotta remember,
he's pretty good in Elf.
Okay, Elf. I'll give Elf. But so, this was someone who was
he wasn't good in Destiny because they replaced him after a while.
I've never heard of anyone getting their voice replaced in a game with a patch, and they're one of the main characters.
They literally patched him out. Yep.
Did he really? He got booted out.
Yeah, he was there's a you know how on Halo, did you ever play Destiny, Pete?
No, I played Halo though.
You played Halo, okay. So you know how in Halo there's a character called Guilty Spark? Mm-hmm. Basically, in Destiny, Guilty Spark has been repurposed as a thing called a ghost, which is basically your go-to little gadget, like AI thingy that follows you around. It's this little thing that flies around just like Guilty Spark. But he's basically your little portal, spouts exposition, opens up your menu, and all that kind of shit.
All right.
He was voiced in Destiny by Peter Dinklage.
Okay.
And he has never done voice acting before. All he's ever done is just be an actor in a movie, which we've seen him in, and he's sometimes fantastic, But he just had to read lines, and he read everything like a robot. Like literally like a dead fucking robot. Right. Just dead, and basically ruined every single line that's in the story part of the game so bad that they replaced him with Nolan North, his whole job is to do voices in video games. So they brought him in. They really brought him in because he was a lot cheaper than Peter Dinklage. But Peter Dinklage saw all the backlash because everybody was calling him Dinklebot. He wanted out of it, so they went back and they patched his voice out of the game with Nolan North.
All right.
In Days of Future Past, he is the weakest part of that movie.
I don't know. I think they're right in that one.
Is
I haven't wait. I just bought one the other day. I know I bought First Class. I was trying to think which one because I knew I just
kind of all blur together after a certain point.
I'll pick Days of Future Past. I think is the only really good one of that First Class saga. I do not like the rest of them.
I just what the hell was the one I watched the other day? Last Stand was on.
That's X-Men 3, the original X-Men 3.
Yeah, that was good. I liked those original
that
ones.
That movie's not as bad. Yeah, it's not as good as the first two. But X-Men 3 was not. And here's the thing: with the exception of Deadpool, I think it's still the highest grossing X-Men movie. X-Men 3, I think, is the highest grossing one outside of Deadpool.
Let's take a look. Let's see. Let's go back to Box Office Mojo here.
On the Wayback Machine.
That's right. X-Men 3, when we thought that was as bad as it could get.
X-Men.
We were so wrong.
Did you go see that new X-Men movie, Alex? I don't remember.
No, and that's the weird thing. That's how you know. That's how uninterested I am. Because if you know,
when I heard it was Dark Phoenix, I'm like, they're going to do that shit again? Really?
They just did that.
It's been my tradition. I've seen every X-Men movie in theaters, even the bad ones. You know how uninteresting this has to be. That I was going to go see it. It was out of theaters in like 2 or 3 weeks.
X-Men: The Last Stand.
Mm-hmm. And I think
459,359,000. And Deadpool 1.
I think Deadpool's the highest one.
All right. Let's see.
I believe First Class is the lowest grossing one.
Probably. Let's see. Deadpool 783, 112, 979. Yeah, let's see. What was let's see. X-Men First Class.
Yeah. I could be wrong, but I think First Class was the lowest grossing one. I think the only reason they gave that movie a sequel is because the Hunger Games happened. And I think the Jennifer. What are we looking at?
Jennifer Lawrence. 353, 624. Not bad.
That's not bad.
Still 353. I think that actually might have outgrossed Into the Spider-Verse.
Well, yeah,
I kind of liked that movie, First Class. It was all right.
I ain't like that. That's like my
wasn't bad.
It's my least favorite X-Men movie. It's my least.
You like Apocalypse more than this one?
Yes. Yeah.
Really? See, I was on the fence with Apocalypse.
I don't hate Apocalypse. I actually enjoyed it.
I don't know.
Watching that one.
I was. Yeah, I didn't like what's his name, Oscar Isaac. I didn't like Oscar Isaac in it. You know,
I
that
like
was my.
Oscar Isaac as
I
an
like Oscar
actor,
Isaac.
but I see
I
him
do,
in a
but
lot of
not in
things.
that.
They
I
should
see
have
him
made
in a lot
Apocalypse
of things
bigger.
where he's not really bringing any kind of range to it.
Yeah,
you know?
I think Apocalypse should have been bigger.
No.
It is weird when you see him standing with his 4 horsemen, and he's the shortest one. That is weird.
If you guys want to see Oscar Isaac in a good role, watch a movie called Ex Machina.
Ex Machina.
He's really good at
I
it.
knew you was gonna say that.
Yeah, you know
Hux
me and
is
my
in that
I was
robot.
gonna say I
too.
have not.
I
Hux
love
is in
my
that movie
robot.
too.
I haven't.
Did you know that?
I haven't seen it
What's that?
yet.
Hux is in Ex Machina too. He's the other guy.
Yeah, those two guys are in it. They're basically the two actors in that whole movie.
And the chick from Tomb Raider. The new Tomb Raider movie.
Really?
What the hell's her name again?
Ex Machina is good.
Okay.
Ex Machina is good. Check it out.
I
Man.
can't. Yeah, Ex Machina is a really
that
good.
one.
It's like a good Twilight Zone turned into a full movie. Yeah, it's amazing. I really
Okay, I was
very
excited.
intense.
I haven't heard anything bad about that one.
No, it's awesome. Yeah, I
Ex Machina
was
is
extremely surprised with that one. Yeah.
Oscar Isaac, he can do good when he's got a good role.
Yes, and Oscar
can,
Isaac
yeah.
is really good in that movie. Really good in it. He's basically playing a Trump, or not Trump.
I want to say Trump, man.
More of a
I think modern day Frankenstein, kind of.
well, Frankenstein. He's basically
kind of a mad scientist.
He's like a Steve Jobs type.
Yeah, but he's definitely a mad scientist.
He's like a cross between Steve Jobs and what's the guy from Facebook? That guy, the guy that owns
Zuckerberg.
Facebook. Zuckerberg.
I was getting ready to say Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Zeisenberg.
Mark
That
Cucker.
terrible
It's
absolute
what is it? Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
At least he ain't in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Not yet. Don't give him ideas.
Don't
find
say
someone to
that.
work him
Yeah,
in.
don't. No, please no. Please no anything but that.
Look, it's already a sinking
God,
ship.
it's
I
no-
just want to see it get as horrible as it can before it happens. That's my whole thing with Thor
So
loves
let's
the lesbian.
Oh.
So you
why?
actually
I
want to
just
watch
find
the
that
train wreck? Okay. I see.
I want to see it. I
You
want
watch
to see
it. You
Love
want to
and
watch
Lesbian.
it collapse. You want
I
to
want
be
to
there
see
for
it
the collapse.
destroy. I want to see it.
So you want to
crumble.
toast a marshmallow on the flames? It's left. Is what you want to do.
Mm-hmm. I want to pour some gas on it first, and then stick like a little. See, that's how like people think I like this movie. I don't want to see it. Huh?
You know, you trying to? It's me, Taika Waititi. Yeah, bud. Look, you're talking about me movie. Look, you don't know what you want because I haven't told you yet, baby. Yeah, I'm Taika Waititi, baby. I'm Taco Tuesday. This is fucking. Oh God, why are we Kevin fucking Thor?
That's how come I
now
love
this is the time where you should be glad that Monica's not here because she.
She would be fucking. She's probably like listening right now still.
She's probably listening.
She's listening.
See,
just so I'm gonna get text messages and be like, "You fucking dick."
That's why I'm loving what this movie is, because now everyone who thought I was a terrible person for hating Ragnarok, they're on that ship with me now.
Oh,
Ragnarok was a bad movie, but I
hate Ragnarok. I walked out of Ragnarok.
Memorable. I don't remember.
Me and my friends, we were cursing. Like I felt ashamed, but I was like, we walked out of that thing. I don't know how it ended. I had to look up YouTube.
My sister, she didn't like that one either, and her biggest complaint was that there was too many jokes.
Yeah, the comedy.
That's all it was. That's all it was.
That's the same thing they did with Stranger Things. There's so many jokes in Stranger Things season 3. It's
see,
like,
I've never seen.
Get back to the fucking story, man. It's like you can have a little bit.
I can deal with the jokes in Stranger Things season 3. I just hated Max.
All right. Here's the thing. Humor, with the exception of Guardians of the Galaxy, humor in science fiction is designed to relieve some of the tension, to give you room to breathe. Okay, it's designed to cut the tension just enough to give the audience room to breathe so that you can move the story forward. When you put too many jokes, like you did on The Last Jedi, it detracts from the story. Not that there was any fucking story there to begin with.
Yeah, there was no story.
But I think that was a deliberate detraction. I think he put that in there to detract from the fact that I don't have any better stories other than this is just a big fucking chase. And
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Buy more merchandise. Yeah.
Pete always jokes around because I always say I think, to me personally, Ragnarok's the worst movie ever. And Peter just started naming random bad movies. I was like, bro, I'm gonna pick that bad movie. Okay,
As
fine.
a connoisseur
Catwoman.
of bad movies, I'm gonna have to take Pete's side on this.
Yeah.
One. There is
Okay.
way worse shit out
what
there.
about Catwoman,
my friend?
Yo, I'd rather watch Catwoman than throw Ragnarok again.
Hey,
no, you haven't seen some of the shit that I've seen, buddy.
I've seen some bad stuff.
Have you ever seen Zombievers?
Yes.
Yes.
I saw Zombievers.
Yes.
Wow, we should be deeply ashamed right there.
I had such high hopes for Zombievers, and I was just
Did you really, Adam? Did you really?
Hey, wait. Hey, Adam. Did you though?
Yeah.
Did you though?
I had high hopes for that. With a name like that, you know, usually a name like that will pull me out of the woodwork. I'll be like, Zombievers, huh?
That one, and what was the other one that I watched that honestly looked like it should win an Oscar next to The Last Jedi was a little movie called Rubber. If anybody has seen that one, yes, the tire.
That Rubber is definitely better than Zombievers, but that's about all the credit I can give it.
Me and my friend Hillary was talking about that movie the other day. I was like, it's so ridiculous. I was like, she was gonna watch. She said, "Is it?" I was like, "It's bad, but it's good bad."
It's pretty much what you think it's gonna be.
Yeah, like, it just looks like a tire killing people. That's exactly what it is.
That's what it is.
It's basically Frogs. It's the same thing Frogs was. Frogs is just there was this thing they did in the 70s for a while where they would just take something innocent. They were copying what they were trying to do is they were trying to copy Hitchcock when he did The Birds. Let's just take something innocent that's around you that you see in your day-to-day life all the time and find some way to make it ominous and menacing. A lot of animals died in the 70s.
Oh yeah,
goddamn Cujo.
Cujo, Jaws, Grizzly, the birds, frogs, snakes, anything you can fucking think, alligators, everything was made into a menacing monster. So Rubber I think is a spoof on that whole concept. You know, rubber is everywhere. It's on every single car. What if it was menacing?
It's like Maximum Overdrive, except only with tires.
Now that movie is fun. That movie is fucking terrible, but I love it so much. It's
that was my introduction to the Green
That was the height of his cocaine, his cocaine trip, and it shows in every single scene, man. Every fucking scene.
It is.
You can tell he's coked out of his mind. Like, and then there's gonna be this, and then all the fucking trucks. Oh man, that's the way that whole fucking movie is. It never slows down.
The kids,
the kid with the soda machine, dude.
The kids with the soda machine getting blasted, but the dude that gets hit in the stomach, gets hit in the nuts, then gets hit in the forehead, and it kills him. But like the little kids softball team getting runner with the fucking lawnmower and shit.
Stephen King does not like children. You know that,
no,
right?
No, he does not.
Well, he liked them a whole lot in the air.
He hates kids, man. He fucking hates. Yeah, maybe a little too much. He hates children.
Maybe that's why he had to kill all children, just as kind of like, look, I don't like them that much. I'll kill them all.
What is he, Anakin?
I'm just waiting for R. Kelly to show up and feature
younglings. Killing younglings.
Oh, God.
You're going down a path I can't. And now that bitch is Thor. Fucking Padme is Thor. She died because she was sad, and now the bitch is Thor.
That's right. Kevin couldn't get the job done.
I'm trying to think. What has Natalie Portman done that was worth a shit since The Professional?
I was going to say The Professional until you said something. Actually,
since The Professional, what has she done?
I did like her in V for Vendetta.
She had a little part in Heat that was pretty decent.
V for Vendetta, I did like her in.
That's a good call. Yeah,
she was in V for Vendetta. Yeah, that wasn't bad.
She rocked a pretty convincing British accent in that one, and she was with all British people. So whenever you can pull that off, you're pretty damn good at what you do. Robert Downey Jr. He can do a British accent better than most British people.
I was gonna say because he was Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, and they're supposed to do another one of those. There's going to be another Sherlock Holmes. I don't know if I'm going to see it because I wasn't crazy about the second one. The first one.
Yeah, look up Natalie Portman. I feel like she's got to be something else I've liked.
I can't stand, dude.
Hang on, I got it.
I can't stand Guy Ritchie movies. I can't stand them.
Dude, okay, wait. Before I go, wait. Are you so you didn't like Snatch?
No.
What?
Okay, look.
That's on my list. That's on my list of one of those movies that I don't get.
Black Swan was okay.
I was gonna say Black Swan. Yeah,
Black Swan's okay.
Snatch, to me, that was the first thing I ever saw Lenny James. Well, he was in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels too, I think.
That's another one of those Guy Ritchie movies.
But that was the first part. Snatch was a sequel to that, except it was a bigger budget sequel because Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels had a much smaller production budget when that one came out. But
all he ever strikes me as is like
she really hasn't been a whole lot.
The very British version of not quite Quentin Tarantino. That's what fucking Guy Ritchie is. You know, it's just not quite Quentin Tarantino. Wants to be Quentin Tarantino, doesn't have nearly as much talent as Quentin Tarantino. I give you Guy Ritchie.
I'm very disappointed. I'm looking at Natalie Portman's IMDb. She ain't been in much.
No, she really hasn't.
It feels like
you look at her body of work, and it's like, what if she's really done since?
You got The Professional. There's Heat.
She didn't
Mars Attacks.
She wasn't super impressive in the Star Wars movies. I hate to say, but let's call it like we see it, right?
But in all fairness, she had to act like she was attracted to a 10-year-old boy. I'm just saying. Pete just walked in right as I said attracted to a 10-year-old boy.
I come in and Alex like she was attracted to a 10-year-old boy, and
okay, at least he heard she. At least he heard she. I think I said it.
I automatically know you're talking about Padme and Anakin.
Yeah, come on, come on. You're a 17-year-old woman, and someone's telling you gotta look. You see that 10-year-old boy? You want to jump on it. You want to jump on it so hard. That's hard to act.
She knew he was the chosen one.
Are you an angel? They're all moons of Yago, I think.
You know what? I will take 100 Are You an Angels over any Kylo Ren shirtless scene.
Oh, he looks like one of those dudes.
Ben Swallow for the win.
No, he looks like one of those dudes that was shirtless in like the 50s and pulls his pants up to like his tits.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he reminds me of. Like
High Waters. Yeah.
Yep. It's like they did that cutaway scene on Family Guy like that.
Oh my god! Look, I'm making this official right now. All you listening right now, Raylo, the only love story not better than Twilight. We found it, gentlemen. We finally found the one love story not better than Twilight.
And goddamn,
you know what? God bless Daisy Ridley for dispelling that shit.
And she shot that down too.
They tried to rope her into that shit, and I like the way she handled it. I do. I feel bad for her because, like I said, after Force Awakens, I was interested where they were going to go with her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sad that they didn't go anywhere with her. You know, at all.
You got to think though too. Yeah, if someone told you
they went everywhere with her, but they went everywhere with her, but then nowhere at the same time.
Yeah,
they gave her everything. She didn't have to earn anything, and
Mm-hmm.
as a result, she's pretty much one of the most hated characters in nerd fandom today.
They stacked the deck against her from the word go.
She could have been a tough thing to have to deal with, you know?
Yeah.
The one thing I think could have worked for her and they didn't do it, I was like, honestly, she should have ended up with Finn. That way, if Finn got hurt, she could feel lost.
That was the story that they led up to.
But the fangirls wanted the bad boy.
Something else I wanted to see them do with Finn is I wanted them to kind of do like kind of a Manchurian Candidate thing with him, where it's like he's got some kind of programming and he has this conflict where he has to resist his programming to be a good guy. Like maybe he wants to, there's the guy that I wanted to see conflict in, not Kylo Ren. I wanted to see Finn.
And if he does turn back to the dark side, Rey can feel like, oh, she failed it. Guess what? She's not a Mary Sue now. She just failed in saving her man. That was simple.
and that was the thing that killed me with the Finn character is if Disney truly wanted and cared about lifting up the quote unquote marginalized voices and actors and stuff, you have that opportunity on a silver platter with Finn. So the first stormtrooper that you truly unmask and humanize is a black guy. Okay, now make this story compelling and we're in.
That's just it. That's the problem is they had nothing else planned other than let's make this guy a black guy.
That's what
that's where I have a problem with. I'm like,
and it's
okay,
not fair.
So he's black. Then what? This is how I was raised. I was raised to not see people by what color they are. I was raised to see people by how they're, what makes them tick. What are their likes? What are they interested in? That's how I've looked at the entire world, my entire life. That's why I'm having such a hard time assimilating right now, because people think that they have to get on top of some kind of a soapbox and say that they have to stick up for somebody because they don't think they can stick up for themselves, and it pisses me the fuck off. Right?
And
At any point during this broadcast, have we said, "Hey, look, everybody, we got a black guy on this stream"?
Oh, you mean me? Yeah.
He said,
No,
what?
Pete. I was talking about Pete. What? You're black? Well,
Okay,
fuck.
no, hold up. Pete's only black as soon as he gets Tessitopsin. He ain't getting that.
Damn it! Yeah, I blew it. All right. So,
Damn it!
You know what I mean?
Did you just try to throw James Earl Jones at me?
The
See, I
thing
was
is,
gonna-
that shit is not as important as people would like you to think to believe. So why didn't you give Finn any kind of an interesting story? Why did you? Was the whole story was, well, he takes his helmet off and he's black. You saw his entire character in the fucking trailer.
Well,
that's his whole character. That's it. That's all he has to offer.
It's fucked too, because he has this crisis of conscience. You know, he has like this almost PTSD-esque moment. There's a story.
He's a series of almost. It's like they almost have an arc with him, and then they blow it. You know?
Yeah, and then you fucking take him in The Last Jedi and you shove him with the fucking human potato sack, Rose Tico, and take him and put him on Canto Bight, and he has to get saved by fucking BB-8 and Benicio del Toro going, I mean, come on. Like, what is that, dude? Like, what did you do? Like, the first time you see him and he's walking out with his bags all busted open, he's leaking shit everywhere.
It's complicated. You just don't understand it. You don't
understand.
You don't understand the franchise that you've watched 7 fucking movies on. You don't get it.
They couldn't keep his character development right from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie. The beginning of the movie, they could say, "Oh, it's whatever his number is. Oh, he's this great storm trooper. He's the best of the best." And then you find at the end of the movie, he's a janitor. You're like, did you really pay that much attention to the janitor?
Yeah.
At first, I thought it was a joke when he said he was the janitor. I was like, no, he's clearly the janitor. Well, why janitor. Like Kylo Ren stares at him like.
Okay. I'm going to shoot that one down right now. If he was the janitor, then why did he go down on the planet that they were trying to get the fucking map from in the first place? Wasn't that a really fucking important mission? What was he doing with that group of fellows?
Cleaning out the shit, but the problem is the whole movie was shit.
Yeah.
He had a gun. He had a gun, not a broom.
Look, if I saw The Force Awakens, I'd get a gun and shoot at that too, okay? Shoot it and burn it.
Talk about another way, Max von Sydow. There's somebody that could have actually been
God!
He could have been the villain, man.
Why?
He could have been Snoke, dude.
Why did they even fucking bother? Like, he was in it for 5 seconds. It's like, here's 2 lines from this great accomplished actor, then he's dead at the hands of Kylo the Cuck Ren. Like, what the fuck? Like, come on.
I
like
knew that Kylo was fucked from the first time I heard him speak.
Yeah.
Even with the mask on, it's like... He
said, you gotta fix the voice, man. Because I think Kylo could look cool.
Yeah.
Kylo looked cool, but like Adam said, once you hear him speak, that's just I'm laughing.
He had that Bane voice when he had the helmet on, and they take the helmet off, and I was like, oh, okay, you're just a douche.
With a lovely, lovely voice.
You're the fucking nerdy kid from Grandma's Boy.
Oh, God.
That's what Kylo is. He's the dude from Grandma's Boy that thought he was the fucking Neo from the Matrix.
Yeah. It's like, do they wear black in the Matrix? Yeah.
He's the
man. I just realized. Force, I wasn't Last Jedi. How come Andy Serkis keeps getting screwed as the bad guy?
Yes, dude. That was my next point. Is what the fuck, dude? You have Andy Serkis in there. This is what you do.
Did you watch?
Really?
Hey, Pete, did you watch the Planet of the Apes movies, the newer ones?
Mm-hmm.
I did.
I like them.
Oh,
I don't.
They're so good. They're so fucking good. He's fantastic in those.
He's great. That's the one thing that I enjoyed about them was him as Caesar. Outside of that, I didn't really care for him. The original franchise was cool. It was campy. It was fun. These were they were darker. I appreciate everything.
They were kind of deep. Yeah. They were.
But did you see the third one?
But I liked
the third one. Kind of linked it closer to the original movies.
Yeah. Was the third one was the
third one? That was what Woody Harrison.
I seen that one.
Yeah,
that one linked it closer to the original movie. Yeah, like the humans are getting dumber all of a sudden.
Yeah, they actually explain why things are the way they are, and the thing about these movies is they're supposed to line up with the Planet of the Apes movies that you've seen before. It's just
they were supposed to be prequels.
It's the prequels, yeah, and
people thought they were reboots.
They're fucking good as that. They're really fucking good. Yeah, especially that last one, man. I saw that in the theater. I was like, holy shit.
God, and Disney owns
that dude can act.
Yeah, Disney owns that.
I'm watching this movie and I'm like, God, that monkey was fantastic. That was a fucking CGI overlay of a fantastic actor. I'm like, oh. Talk about wasted opportunities.
That was the
Better than
thing.
Marky
To have to
Mark.
watch The Last Jedi after seeing something like that, fuck.
And like I say, Disney owns both of them now.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, thankfully that series is done, so they can't.
No, aren't they doing another? They're doing another Planet of the
I heard
Apes.
Disney wants a fourth one.
They'll butcher.
They
the
did.
shit out of that,
They did.
yeah.
They came out and made some kind of announcement. They were doing another one. I thought.
Disney's never made a franchise that they want to milk.
Oh, they're gonna milk this like.
Yeah, but War of the
green
Planet of the
fucking
Apes didn't
steak
make that
out.
much money though. It was not a finance. It's part of it was when they released it. They stuck it out with a whole bunch of other stuff that was getting a lot more attention than War of the Planet of the Apes. So a lot of people just didn't go see it.
Shame too. It was a good movie. It was
good. I have all of them on Blu-ray.
Yeah. Other than the Marky Mark one, I own all the Planet of the Apes movies.
The Marky Mark one. I remember going to the theater to see that. I was like,
so bad. Dude.
It was so
terrible.
shitty. That was fucking horrible.
I was like, you got
so
fine
bad it
ass
hurts.
Stella Warren. Why are you making out with this monkey over here?
Thank you. I was gonna say that. I'm like,
that one's so bad it belongs on my website. All right, seriously.
Because at that time when that movie came out, Estella Warren was one of the hottest women on earth. She was one of the sexiest women on earth, and she had
had
never.
like 2 or 3 movies.
Yep, she had barely acted, and she had like what, one line, if that, in that entire movie. I think
so. I think she might have talked a little bit more, but I can't remember.
She didn't really talk that much though, if at all. I haven't seen that shit in so long.
Well,
I think the most insulting part of that was having to watch Tim Roth walk around and crawl around like an ape.
The most insulting part to me was seeing Charlton Heston. No, the most insulting part was seeing Charlton Heston as a dying ape. Remember Charlton Heston makes a cameo in that movie?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I think he even says like those damn dirty humans or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
It is. It's fucking massive cringe, dude.
I haven't seen that.
Because he's Tim Roth's father, I think.
That movie is a cringe fest beyond belief. It's just Tim Burton doing.
Although I hate to say it, until you got to the prequels, Planet of the Apes was never a good franchise. Like only 1 and 3 were ever good.
The first movie was pretty decent, but then everything else after that was kind of just.
I was like, it was always kind of a mess. None of them were accurate.
They
to the
had
books.
like little nuggets of greatness, but they haven't aged well. Is kind of what it is. I mean, these movies came out long before Star Wars and 2000.
Oh yeah, these were what, the 60s? They were in the 60s.
Early
60s.
3 was the 70s because I remember that was the time travel one.
Yep.
And those are like the only 2 people, and even 3 is weird, but it's all right. It's all right. But yeah, 1 and 3 are like the only tolerable ones.
Science fiction in cinema has been a really bumpy ride, man.
Oh, it's a mess.
I'd say probably 1 out of every 20 science fiction movies actually makes it into a sequel or into a franchise. Everything else just kind of goes.
Well, look at what was that big fucking bomb, Prometheus. Ooh. I mean, that was supposed to be the prequel to Alien, and that was just like
a franchise, another franchise that needs to die.
There's only 2 good movies in that whole franchise.
Fucking making Alien movies.
Alien and Aliens.
I'm over
That's
it. All right?
I finally saw Covenant.
Yeah, I love those first 2 movies, but
Covenant. That's one with Danny McBride and everything. Right? I haven't seen that yet.
That is a terrible movie. That is. I probably would say that's the worst Alien movie.
I'm not going to waste my time.
I didn't watch it because I heard all the spoilers for it. It's a movie that
Michael Fassbender makes out with himself.
Yeah, it destroys its own franchise.
Yeah,
that's how bad it is. Michael
Fassbender makes out with himself. Like that's the only real sex you kind of get in the movie. It's weird.
That's fucking no, thank you. I can
look, I'm one of the people who defend Prometheus. I don't think it's a good movie, but I can tolerate it.
Ridley Scott has been a mess ever since his brother died, and he just needs to stop making movies because everything that he makes is always this existentialism in God metaphors, and I'm fucking tired of it. Just give me a good time. Your first movie was a fucking monster movie. That's what everybody likes. That's what everybody wanted. Nobody wants to hear your views on man versus God anymore.
Like let it go, man.
They tried to do that shit with that awful remake of Clash of the Titans, and that movie sucked out.
I didn't watch it.
I like the first one. I like the first one. I didn't like the sequel to the remake.
I was fucking hollering in the lobby. I was so mad.
Yeah, the sequel to the remake, I hate
fucking
it.
Shit, so bad.
Oh, hey! Speaking of which, because Hercules is kind of involved with this whole the Clash of the Titans stuff, right? Like,
I
not really.
I mean, not like he's not in that,
But it's in the
it's
Greek mythology.
yeah, that mythos.
He is a character in Greek mythology.
The reason I bring this up is just a little MCU rumor I caught the other night is that they're talking about introducing him possibly as a gay character in I believe it would be the Eternals if they do it.
Wait a minute. Why would you bring in Hercules to the MCU? You kind of already made Thor into the Hercules character.
But they were talking about possibly. Adam, he's done. He's like, I'm done. I'm out.
No, Adam, you can't leave, man. Get back here. Get back here. Get back here. Love me, damn it.
Love me, damn you. Is that from? He's the
Family Guy, right? Yeah.
Yep. Love me, Lois, baby woman. Where's my Uzi? Ah!
You know we got to tell Monica and Coach about this, right? Adam just got up and just walked away.
We started talking about the MCU and Adam just fucking
He's
like, I'm done. I'm done.
See? Playing all those video games now, you got guns. The video games make you angry, Adam.
Yep. That's what it gets. All them years at GameStop.
Yeah.
God damn it. I've been attacked. I've been attacked.
I've been assaulted.
I've been assaulted. I've been assaulted on my own
all
life.
All those video games, and now you try to shoot us. That's wrong, Adam.
Where's Anita Sarkeesian?
Mm-hmm.
Where's Anita Sarkeesian?
This is my boomstick.
Is that a Gears of War gun?
Yes, this is a Lancer.
Nice. I say that as someone who's never actually played the games, but I know enough about them.
Oh, those games are fucking beautiful.
I want to play them. I just don't know anyone who has them.
Just whoever thought this was a neat idea to put a chainsaw on a fucking gun.
Yeah.
That's so 80s and 90s.
That is. That's awesome.
I love it.
That's back when Cliffy B was in his prime. That's all I can say.
Oh, yeah. Thankfully, he went away too.
Yeah, he needed to go away.
He needed to go away.
He's like Ridley Scott. They were good at one time, but they just need to retire.
He's like Cliffy B. Cliffy B is like the video game version of James Gunn. I was like, you make good stuff, but every time you talk, I want to punch you.
The sad thing is Cliffy B is going to be known for lawbreakers. That's what he's going to be known for. The guy that put a game out and it died like a week. You know. Yeah,
you went up against Overwatch. What did you think was going to happen?
He wanted to make an Overwatch clone, and everybody played the other game instead. Yeah.
I just did a Dwight Schrute. I'm just like pulling swords out from behind my couch.
Why you got swords behind your couch? Are you the Highlander?
There can be
only one.
There can be only one.
Only one good movie.
What did they make?
Two. The anime was good.
I was gonna say they made like 9.
I didn't give a shit about any of them. I just didn't care.
I watched the show at one point. Like,
well, see, the show is what saved the franchise. If it wasn't for the TV show, Highlander would have known. Because here's the thing: I made the post the other day, but I was as much as we love Highlander 1, it bombed in theaters. Mm-hmm. It bombed.
Well, Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles almost saved the Terminator franchise.
Until Josh Whedon and Dollhouse.
Yeah.
Until Josh Whedon and Dollhouse killed it.
Yep.
They sacrificed it to Dollhouse to apologize for Firefly.
Oh. God. Dollhouse.
I was like, Dollhouse was terrible. But
that was the movie. That was the show with Eliza Dushku.
Mm-hmm.
I freaking loved her. She was so hot.
It was the same concept as Alias. It was basically the same shit.
Yep.
Everyone knew it was bad. Everyone knew it was bad. But Fox was scared to cancel it because it was like, oh God, it's going to be another Firefly. They're going to get on the sport. And it's like, no, this show sucks.
They fucking screwed the pooch with Firefly big time. Yeah.
And they ended up canceling because they put it side by side with Dollhouse. And then it brought down Terminator's ratings. So they canceled Terminator. Even though it's losing ratings because of Dollhouse, and then just put Summer Glau on Dollhouse.
A lot of people were pissed about that, but season 2 at Terminator was rough, but I was still willing to stay on board for
I still liked it, I want to see what 3 went.
The first season knocked it out of the park. The second one kind of skidded off the rails, but I thought, other shows that we've loved in the past didn't have a good season. X-Files had about 4 bad seasons, and that show still managed to be on for 11. There was at least a a season or two of Star Trek Next Generation that were not
season
very good.
1 is very unwatchable.
Season 1 is rough, man.
It's
almost it's
Star Trek
borderline.
has always had that problem.
Other than the pilot, it's borderline unwatchable.
Yeah, Star Trek has had that problem forever, with the exception where the first
Another
two
show
seasons
that's
are
bounced
bad.
back.
And then
It's a
it gets better.
miracle that was as successful as it was, because that first season was rough.
Yeah. Same with DS9. First 2 seasons, they weren't bad, but they were kind of weak. And then you got to season 3. I was like, that's always been Star Trek's thing. Season 3, it gets good. Except for the original series, where the first 2 seasons were good and season 3 was crap. Even Enterprise, season 3 of Enterprise, it got good by season 3.
Did it really? Because I tried watching a season.
It got season 3 got
wasn't
better.
winning me over, man.
It got better.
It didn't even feel like Star Trek. That shit.
I haven't.
Who wants to place odds? Can Discovery break that? Can it do it? Can the 3rd season be good and keep the trend going?
Oh hell no!
I've seen
Oh, hell
one episode of Discovery, the one that was free on YouTube. I watched
Me
that.
too. Me too. And the rest of them, the rest of them. So I pieced.
See, I would have thought you would have liked it, because that show reminds me of The Office. It's like The Office in space.
No.
The humor's like the same.
No,
Okay, that's
God.
messed up, man. You will not to follow The Office here.
Yeah.
You understand me? You will not to follow The Office, good sir.
He owes me. That's it. I'll take. You owe me 50 Shroot bucks for that.
Mm-hmm.
You owe me 50 Shroot bucks. I tell you, man.
I tried to defend that show, and then the more I watched it, I was just like, "Oh God, this is terrible. This is so terrible."
I did. I wanted to see how bad it was because I listened to Doomcock. I just watched all Doomcock's videos.
That's why I watched it. I wanted to see exactly how. So I went into it knowing that it was going to be bad. I just didn't realize how bad.
You didn't know, man.
Sometimes you wonder if people are kind of over exaggerating
No.
shit a little bit. That one was
dude, like that.
Ghostbusters 2016. It's like after all
that got over exaggerated.
After all that huff and fuff, it was just basically a very unfunny movie. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's just a very unfunny, unnecessary remake.
Yeah.
But yeah, Star Trek Discovery, that's really bad.
It's bad.
No,
I say that as somebody who liked Enterprise. I love Enterprise.
That is in your face, Sonequa Martin Green, in your face all the time.
The only likable character in the whole show was Michelle Yeoh, and they killed her off in the first episode. She was the only likable character.
She was the one that they used to get people to watch the show. See, that's what I'm telling you. All these shows that start off, they get a big, high-profile actor, put them in the pilot, kill them off, and then there's the rest of your show.
Well, also, it's the same thing with Star Wars. Star Trek hadn't been on TV in like 10 years.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, sorry, all you out there that are excited for Picard. Spoiler alert: they're killing Patrick Stewart in the first episode.
Yeah, we're still going to call it Picard. Yeah, because it's Picard. The rest of the show will be about finding his killer. Yeah.
No. He's going to come back and he's going to fight. He's going to create the X-Men in the future.
He's laying on the floor. He's like,
I bet you're wondering how I got here. My name is Charles Xavier.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Oh my! Speaking of X-Men, have any of you guys heard of that new X-Men event going on? What's a House of X?
I saw something about it on like the Marvel page on Facebook.
Yeah, it's good, but it's kind of trippy so far. You don't know what's going on. I guess that's the Jonathan Hickman thing. He did that with Avengers, where you don't know what's going on until you get to it. But I was like, actually, there is one major twist. I'm going to give a spoiler. Anyone who has not read House of X 2, turn away. I'm going to give a spoiler. You know Moira McTaggart, the Irish chick that hangs out with Professor X? Okay, Rose Byrne in First Class.
Okay.
Turns out she's a mutant.
All right.
She's actually an Omega level mutant. Her power is reincarnation. Every time she dies, she goes back and restarts her entire life over again with the knowledge of everything she's done.
That's dope as fuck.
That'd be a cool superpower to have.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta think though, it's kind of annoying for her because she remembers everything, so she has to go through school again. She has to go through and she keeps trying to save the X-Men, but the Sentinels come. She comes back and kills everyone who makes the Sentinels, but it's like Terminator. The Sentinels come anyway. So then she dies and comes back, and now she's working with Magneto. She's like, screw it. So you find out this one chick who's never done anything through the whole books has been this powerful mutant. And I guess now the books we've been reading since the Stan Lee days, it's supposed to be like her 10th timeline.
Oh,
So that was.
Jesus.
So I was like, yo, that was kind of a big blow. And you like, wow, like she's this powerful mutant. We never knew it.
Damn.
Like I said, she has no blood. Like I said, it's just reincarnation. So it ain't like she can shoot energy beams. You wouldn't know it.
Yeah. But still, you think about just the knowledge that you can acquire and the strategies to build wealth in an empire that you can do over a couple lifetimes and set all the pieces in place.
Which is what she does. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what she does. She goes through like 10 different lifetimes. Like one where she joins up with Apocalypse, one where she joins up with Magneto, one where she tries to get them together and stuff like that. It's just so crazy to hear. I was like, yo, that's a trip. And if you remember the books, she had a son named Proteus, who was like this powerful mutant, the only mutant to make Wolverine cry. Like Wolverine cried in the cartoon and the books fighting this guy. You'd be like, okay, now we know where he came from.
Yeah. All right.
I was like, it's kind of interesting. Like, it's still kind of like I hate to say it, it's kind of a mystery box, but they do it better than JJ. They do it better than JJ Abrams. They do it better than JJ. Right now, it sounds like it's only issue 2, so I can't say more than that. But I was the whole Moira McTaggart thing was just crazy.
Okay.
That was.
I'm looking for like a new, because like I don't have Walking Dead to read anymore, so I'm looking for a new book to read now. So it's like I'm kind of open for that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna go to the comic shop today and just kind of look around, you know, because like I said, man, I wanted to take the little man to one before school started. But so I'm like, screw it. I'm like, well, if I'm just gonna do it, I can read it on. There's one out in West Branch that a friend of mine is involved with, so I'm gonna take him out there. But I'm looking for something I can pick up online and read. And I don't know. I'm like, because I got like the website where I can pretty much read any comic I want.
Yeah, I don't buy comics, and the only comic I buy is Fantastic Four.
Okay.
They've actually been so good, I don't mind paying for everything else. I just go to my site.
Yep.
There's too many comics out there, man. I was like, man, you gotta take a mortgage out of your house to just catch up with even Marvel.
Yeah.
Marvel alone will break you. It's like 50 books a week.
I'm like, as I said, I was like, that's another hobby I can't get involved with. I already have enough. I have my vices as it is.
It was easier in the 90s when it was $1 and only 20 bucks.
Jesus, yeah. You think about that, man, compared to now.
Yeah.
God.
DC's not quite as bad with the number of the books they got, because like Marvel's ridiculous. Marvel is ridiculous. There's like 20-something Avenger books. None of them sell unless Spider-Man's in it.
That's what I've been hearing, man. That's what
Avengers do. See, I gotta disagree with Jeff Hicks' world class bullshit to say about how people don't buy Fantastic Four comics. Fantastic Four is actually selling better than Captain America, Iron Man, and the Avengers.
Really?
I had the hardest time. I went to Coliseum of Comics here in Florida, and I just went in there because I hadn't been in a comic book store in I don't know how long. I went in there. First of all, like the first 10 feet of the store is Funko Pops. Just Funko Pops for days, man. And then
I'm not taking my kid in there.
I'm looking at the comic books, and my problem with most comic books in general is I don't want to start in the middle of a fucking series, you know. So I'm just walking around looking for like a collection or a graphic novel or something to start on. Looking for hours, man. I've been there twice. I've left empty-handed. I didn't buy any toys. I didn't buy any action figures because they don't fucking have any.
Now.
They've got Funko Pops, and they've got Sideshow collectibles all over the but you can't afford those fucking things, man. If you're gonna buy a Sideshow collectible, you gotta buy something that really counts. You know what I mean? So I've got an Elite on pre-order, but I'm paying by the month on that thing. So I'm on a payment plan. Those things you gotta come up with all the cash all at once, and like the cheapest one was like $300 fucking bucks. You know, it's like
that's a little rich. That's too rich for my blood right now.
Right?
I'm too cheap for that, man. I'm too cheap.
They had a Terminator there, and I thought, oh, that's pretty dope. But it's a Terminator Genesis Terminator. I don't know $300 for that fucking thing.
No,
you know, that's not even
a good movie.
Terminator
that plays Sonic the Hedgehog? I'll buy that.
If I'm gonna buy a Terminator, I want something from T1 or T2. I don't want that bullshit. You know.
No.
But that's just it, man. It's like, well, no wonder this stuff isn't selling. There's nothing in here at all I can possibly find. They're not kidding when they tell you that there's nothing of interest whatsoever. It is
there
dead.
There is some good stuff, but
then I went in there right after I saw Alita. I'm like, hey, you got any Alita Battle Angel comic books? And of course, I'm wearing my Terminator T-shirt when I walked in there, and they were looking at me like, oh, you're one of them.
And then they're like, wants to give you money.
They're like when I was in there shopping around, they were talking about, so you're gonna go see Captain Marvel this weekend? Yeah, I'm probably gonna go on through. I'm like, oh, I get it now. So then I ordered the first version of Alita, the one that's behind it. You see the little orange one in the background. I special ordered that. I'm like, yeah, them fuckers ain't never called me back. Surprisingly, they did. They called me like a month later, and I had already found it at like a Barnes and Noble. I even told them on the phone, I'm like, I don't think you guys are gonna call me back. the way they treated me that day, I did not think they were going to call me back. They treated me like I was an outsider, man. So,
which is weird. But like, look, I'll treat you like
I'm a fucking nerd, man. I was here before you fuckers were even thought of.
Oh, so they were just like a couple of like basically like SJWs that were working there. So, oh god. See, in this city that I'm going to this comic book shop in is it's north of me, but it's a big ass city for like up north in Michigan. It is. I mean, it's called Traverse City. It's they got the National Cherry Festival there. It's a really nice city, but it's like the San Francisco of Michigan. All right, like it is like straight up like hardcore like hipsters and like very very liberal. Which I'm cool with, but I'm gonna go into this comic shop here, and I guarantee you, I'm gonna run into some. It'll be some like young ass SJWs. I'll guarantee it, and I'll be in there with my kid, and I'll wear like I don't know, I'll wear something like.
You're gonna walk in there, and you're gonna see the blue hair and the Coke bottle glasses and the fucking nose ring right there when you walk in. And
my fucking kid will say something. He'll be like, "Daddy, what are those?" He will. He'll look at him, just be like,
SJWs, stay away from them.
Yep. I'll be like, you don't want, they smell like patchouli, son. Get away from them. Get away from them.
Patchouli and feet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's no.
Patchouli and feet and cat piss.
Yep. No, we stay away from them, buddy. They'll rub off on normal folk.
It's like my mom says, man. All these trends will die out at some point.
They do. It's all cyclical.
I think it started already because
I said that to my mom today. We were talking about that exactly the same conversation you were having, Adam, about it all going in cycles, man.
I think it's kind of starting already because I've noticed that you and I are one of the first ones to say it. Like we're tired of complaining about this shit.
Yeah.
We're losing interest to the point to where I'll make my own shit, or else I'll go buy some old shit. Fuck all this new stuff.
I want to watch stuff that makes me happy as opposed to just complaining about stuff.
I don't need this. I'll find something else. I'll do something. I'll make my Mad Movie Moments videos. I'll make my fucking Cynical Cyborg Cinema. I've been watching a lot more YouTube. I've been watching comedians on YouTube. There's a guy I'm going to plug called Loitering in Wonderland. I've been watching this guy. He's a stand-up comedian. He does movies. He does these little bits. He wrote a book and he reads like these little bits, things that will burn in hell. He's got a series where each episode he's just bitching about something, and he's hilariously funny. He does like these stand-up bits on YouTube. I've been binge watching his channel because his shit makes me laugh. And I've noticed when I watch people that are funny, my material starts to get funnier.
Yeah.
Like I pick up on the cues and the timing and stuff like that. It just kind of soaks in. I surround myself with good things, and my content gets better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm already checked out from the MCU. I'm already checked out from Star Wars. Star Trek, give it a couple years, it'll be fine again.
It will. Now that merger done happened too, I think it's going to take some time.
These things will get fixed. They're going to get better. Right now, it just kind of sucks watching all these things die. But on the same foot, it's kind of a blessing in disguise because when one of these things gets fucked up, I'm not upset about it anymore. I'm so detached from it that I just don't care anymore. Like James Bond,
the comic book movies
wasn't really crazy about Daniel Craig anyway. If you want to go out as an SJW, peace out, bro. You know, I mean, I don't let the door hit you on the ass. You know what I mean?
You know, I'll tell you right now, best thing about Daniel Craig, after Daniel Craig's done, pop culture's going to turn around on Roger Moore. They're not going to hate Roger Moore as much anymore because, like, God, we got the press emo.
That's one thing we can thank the Phantom Menace for. We can actually thank Last Jedi for one thing. The Phantom Menace is no longer the worst Star Wars movie.
Yeah, it made us appreciate the prequels more.
Yes, it did.
We came out thinking, it was Phantom Menace, but I was like, man, you're not the worst one anymore.
As bad as they were on acting and pacing and dialogue and all that, at least those movies, you always knew what was going on. You weren't mad when you left. You weren't stressed out when you left. You weren't angry. They had some kind of a heart behind them, and they told a story that you understood. It was basically the same themes of good versus evil. It wasn't man bad and the patriarchy and, you know, purple-haired weirdos doing hyper jumps through fucking cruisers, you know? So
Yeah. You know, I think that they took that. That's all they did for when Cat Pan Meh rolled through the Sanctuary 2 in Endgame when she
is that
split
what it's
Thanos.
called? I didn't even know what that
I think it's
called.
a Sanctuary 2 is his ship or something like that. When she did that, they just stole that from the Last Jedi. That's all she did. She was like she did like the Naruto deal, and she like put her arms back and her head down and was like, they can't stop me, and just put her fucking
That's
head
what
right
that
through the ship.
reminds me of. Yeah, the Super Saiyan shit. That's what she goes Super Saiyan and then just flies through the fucking ship.
Ah, just fucking.
Yo, I swear
I'm
to
not
God.
even upset about it anymore, man. It's like, you know, the MCU
Right?
it ended on a good movie, and for whatever it wants to do now, fuck them. You know, I don't care. I'm so checked out from all this stuff.
I swear to God, when I saw Endgame and I saw the thing like Captain Marvel destroying the ship, I swear to God, I honestly thought it was the Human Torch at first. I thought like, oh my God, the Fantastic Four. Oh, it's just Karen.
This is just Karen,
right? Yeah. That would have been a nice introduction.
Oh my God, the Human Torch! Like,
remember, there's one good Fantastic Four movie. We're gonna watch it on Pete's channel at some point. So
the 1994
Roger
Corman.
Yep, that's a good fucking movie. It really is. I've seen it. I'm like, this is really not that bad.
We're gonna watch that.
If you would have reshot this movie and put some halfway decent budget special effects in there, it might have been something. Those people that made that movie, they didn't realize they were in a throwaway.
No,
that's right off.
They put their all into it.
They did. They fucking tried, man.
I respect
That's all you
that.
can ask for a bad movie. If they fucking tried, like this movie we're gonna watch next week, Miami Connection, it's a bad movie, but man, this guy fucking tried. He put everything he had into this movie. It's entertaining as shit. It's bad. He knows it's bad, but he fucking tried. You know what I mean? It's not boring. That's all. That's the worst thing you can do, I think, is make something that's completely boring, which a lot of stuff coming out is. You know.
Yep.
That's kind of why I've always said I hate Batman Forever more than I hate Batman and Robin, because Batman and Robin is an abomination. It's terrible, but it's funny. Batman Forever.
You watch it because it's funny. I
can't make fun of it.
I picked it up so I could finish it because, like I said, I only watched about maybe a couple of scenes out. I'm like, wow, this is even worse than I thought it could be.
It's like Batman Forever. What can I say about Batman Forever? Okay, Val Kilmer's got rubber nipples. That joke's been run to the ground.
Yep. The best thing about Batman Forever is the soundtrack. That's it, man.
I thought you were going to say the Riddler.
It's from a rose on a grave.
I thought you were going to say Riddler. Hold on, man. You ain't like R. Kelly's Gotham City from Batman and Robin?
No. Miss me with that Gotham City.
When that came out, man, I was a huge Jim Carrey fan. Holy shit, I loved his.
Everybody was a Jim Carrey fan.
Yep.
I miss 90s Jim Carrey.
You know what I just realized?
I went to see every movie his in the theaters when it came out in the 90s, man, all the way back to like The Mask and shit. Like,
you know, I don't know if you saw my trailer reaction for Sonic the Hedgehog, but when everyone was freaking out about that, I was watching that trailer, the first one before they pulled it and changed the hedgehog or whatever. I'm like, I saw a kernel, a nugget of old school Jim Carrey in there. I'm like, if you bring all of that movie might actually work.
Yeah.
If I could just see just a little bit of 90s Jim Carrey. It's a shame that he has to slum it in a shit fest like this. But God damn it, I miss it.
He got to work his way back up. He'll get that, I think.
He has to work his way back up.
You know, the funny thing is, Jim Carrey's rise couldn't happen today like it did in the 90s. Think about it. Where did Jim Carrey happen? Think about it. He was in Living Color. If you told SJW Culture now, this all-black show, who's going to be the breakout star? The one white guy.
And you know what? You know why Living
They'd
Color
freak out. They'd lose their goddamn minds.
They would lose it.
You know why Living Color worked so well? They did the same thing that Mel Brooks did. They fucking made fun of everybody.
Yep.
They did.
That's the whole way you can get away with it. When you make fun of everybody equally, you can make all the jokes you want.
I was thinking about that, Dazzy. Jim Carrey, people would have snapped. If you go, oh, look, this progressive all-black show. Who's going to be the star? The one white guy, the token white guy.
Yep.
You had Damon Wayans too, but he didn't quite reach Jim Carrey.
He was hilarious.
Actually, I guess by all accounts, Jamie Foxx and Jennifer Lopez.
I was gonna say, Jamie Foxx and J-Lo came out way ahead on that one. I gotta acknowledge Flair X here. He's talking about the Majestic with Jim Carrey, great drama, and that one really is. And like he said, he played that. Played such a straight laced role in that.
Oh, he can act. Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
That was a good movie.
Have you guys seen the Truman Show? He was
fantastic. I saw that.
Yeah,
one.
Fantastic. In
yep.
that movie.
Fire Marshal.
I prefer him doing it when he's doing humor because he's very physical.
Oh, his physical comedy in the 90s was
like
amazing.
He's a living cartoon. Like
Fire Marshal Bill
move makes you laugh. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Flair X just said Fire Marshal Bill is so on PC. Fire Marshal Bill, I did so many impressions of him in like middle school. I got in so much trouble for that shit. Let me show you something. He does a.
Let's look at all the offensive things in A Living Color that was wonderful. You had Handyman,
the whole
superhero
all by itself, man.
Handyman.
Hey man.
You know they still show that on BET, and I'll watch.
Yep.
I think
I'll binge watch this shit.
It's on Tubi. I think A Living Color is on Tubi right now.
There was some amazing comedy in the 90s, man. Living Color was one of those must-sees. I used to watch Kids in the Hall.
Kids in the Hall, thank you.
Kids in the Hall, yeah.
MTV, remember MTV's The State? There was some funny shit on there, man.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, tell some kid today that Jamie Foxx got famous playing an ugly woman.
I'll rock your world.
Yeah, what was it? Rochelle? Was it her name?
Lawanda.
Lawanda. So,
hey,
we used to do Ray Charles impressions on that show.
Yep.
Like I remember.
Yes, he did.
I never thought he would actually make a movie and do that and get a fucking Oscar for it.
Yep.
Like, of course, he had him nailed perfectly. But,
oh God, he did. You know what? One of the funniest things was it him or David Allen Green? No, it was Jamie Foxx who had the dog Duke. Look what you did! You done killed my old dog Duke, and he's dragging around that dead German Shepherd. You remember that shit? You done
he always
killed
had
my
a
old
dead
dog
dog on that show. You can even joke about dead pets and nobody.
Fucking dragon. They did a mock of Seinfeld on there once. It almost made me piss myself, man. Oh my God, because I watched Seinfeld from the moment it came on TV. Because my mom watched it when I was a kid.
Dude, you want to know what my introduction to Seinfeld was? The first fucking episode I ever watched, a Seinfeld, and I was a fan for life after that. The fucking Soup Nazi episode. That was the first
David.
One.
Okay.
I watched that when it was live on TV. I'm this fucking show is incredible.
I was in a huge Seinfeld group on Facebook like 2 years ago. And Dave Thomas, the Soup Nazi, or Larry Thomas, I'm sorry. Larry Thomas was actually in the fucking group on Facebook.
Holy shit.
There was like, I think 20-some thousand people in this fucking group. And he would creep on posts when somebody would post something about him. He would kind of interact a little bit if he,
play his character up a little bit. Yeah.
Yep. He did it like a couple times. He was like, he just kind of came in and said hi, and it was like it was him. It was legitimately him, and
that's fucking awesome. Yeah.
I got kicked out of that group. The admins were like,
"Were you posting clown memes, Pete?"
No, this was before the clowns. This was before we were sending the. See, I can joke
before sending the clowns.
I can joke about the clowns now because Monica's not here, so. We're 3 hours and 10 minutes into the show, and I can finally talk about clowns and horror movies and shit.
Yay! Kitty clown porn, bring it on.
Oh Lord, Adam, where did you take this?
Okay, all right, and ladies and gentlemen, this will be the end of my channel. The FBI is waiting outside.
Yay, kitty porn.
Oh no!
You've been reading too much.
Kitty clown porn and pot brownies for days.
I'll take the pot brownies, as a matter of fact.
I stole that from Deadpool, dude.
I'll take the pot brownies right now. I'm just telling you.
He's like pot brownies and clown porn or something like that. He just says it all with a straight face. That fucking guy makes me laugh.
Ryan Reynolds is like that man is brilliant. That man is fucking brilliant.
I'm glad he finally reached the heights of popularity.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I feel like he was never there.
Now they're gonna PG-13 his ass back to the Stone Age. Fuck.
He's gonna
take it too because he's gonna need the fucking money.
I'm not even the biggest Deadpool fan, and I think that's
a damn
cool,
shame. He'd fucking walk away. He'd be like,
"Yep,
I'm not doing PG."
I think he'll walk away. I don't know. We'll see.
I think he's gonna get pissed and walk off the set because
he's kind of famous there. Like he can do other movies that are kind of hits now.
R-rated material. He's not a PG-13.
I mean, for God's sake, he made a Detective Pikachu movie.
It worked.
Detective Pikachu work. Like, I think Ryan was like he could do something else.
Does anybody not remember Van Wilder? I mean,
That was the only hit he had.
I never
That
saw
was
it.
the only hit he had until Deadpool.
I went to, because that shit came out, I was like 21. So me and one of my buddies went to see that, and I literally almost vomited in the theater during the fucking the donut scene with the dog nut. That shit, like, I literally, I turned to my boy. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking throw up. He goes, you throw up, I'm gonna beat your ass. And
That was the decline in comedy, man. I noticed that because I used to love going to comedies at the movie theaters.
Yep.
You know, I was around for Ace Ventura when it was brand new.
Yeah.
I was around for fucking Happy Gilmore when it was
Tommy
brand new.
Boy.
You know where it all went to shit? Something About Mary. After that, every comedy became what is grosser than gross, and that's what replaced all straight-laced humor. All the shit like Airplane, fucking Top Secret, and
they couldn't even do what There's Something About Mary did right. Like There's Something About Mary, it had gross out humor, but it still had some legitimate funny parts.
Yeah, it was.
I just didn't like it. I didn't like it because
I love that. That's like my favorite comedy ever.
I thought that movie was hilarious.
That movie basically was the birth of grossed out humor, and I think that took over.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah. I love the movie, but I get what you're saying. Because to be honest, the Farrelly brothers never did get another hit. They had Kingpin. Kingpin and There's Something About Mary. Those are the only two hits they had.
Kingpin is underrated, man. That movie's fucking hilarious.
What works is like I like the Lonely Island movies. Those make me laugh a lot. Other than those, I gross out humor just doesn't do it for me. I like my comedy extremely dry and played straight. I the best stuff. Like
you had The Hangover. That was like the one last hurrah.
Like Airplane. You got a guy like Peter fucking Graves in a cockpit talking about never seen a grown man naked, and every time he fucking says it, I lose.
Oh, dude, that and you like movies about gladiators, Timmy.
Every time he says it, I lose my shit. That movie is so fucking funny because it's played by straight actors that don't do comedies. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Sadly, you can't do any comedies now because everyone doesn't want to offend anyone.
Yeah, everybody gets too goddamn hypersensitive.
You don't want to offend anyone.
Hypersensitivity needs to stop, and they need to bring the fun back. You have to realize that in order to be funny, you have to take something and exaggerate the shit out of it.
Comedy is pain sometimes.
Dude, look
by doing that, you're going to make that's where the jokes come from, is when you exaggerate something. Right? All comedians do this shit.
You're talking about not being able to make movies. Look at, like, you're talking about Mel Brooks, man. Blazing Saddles.
Dude, I just legit watched The History of the World Part 1 for the first time 2 nights ago. I bought that one recently on my.
I haven't watched that. It's been
all those movies that were $5 and $4. I bought History of the World Part 1 for $5, and I watched. I'd never seen it before. I was laughing my ass off through that. The whole time I'm thinking, can't get away with this anymore. That's why I'm always telling people, go buy these Blu-rays while you can, because these movies are going to get buried because they're deemed too offensive. Right now is where you're going to find all the best shit. Go out to Walmart, Best Buy, Dollar Tree, Dollar General. They're all clearancing out Blu-rays and DVDs. All the best shit is in those bins because they are not going to stream this stuff because it's deemed too offensive.
Look at what the fuck? There's another movie I was talking about. It's a Richard Pryor movie called The Toy with Richard Pryor and Jackie Gleason. I watched this movie as a kid, and I was like, it seemed, you know, as a kid you watch it, and it seems like
Robin Williams in that one too. The Toy.
No, you're thinking Toys.
Yeah, Toys. No,
this is
Jackie Gleason.
Jackie Gleason was in The Toy.
Yep, he was the dad. He was the dad, and then he had his son, and then Richard Pryor like worked for him, and yeah, man, they could not. He basically rented a black man to play with his son, like rented him. He rented a black man.
He was a slave. There's no other way to say that.
And Jackie Gleason was like this rich, like he had like a kind of, he was a Southern. I think he was like based. It was like in the South, I think, because he had this big ass like fucking kind of like plantation style house. I'm like, watch that. You watch that now. It's like, oh God. Oh, like this is it wasn't written to be that way, but the way it comes across is like,
you don't want to see it that way, but you're surrounded by this shit so much.
Yeah,
you're conditioned to say, well, I can't say this or I can't do this because everybody's too uptight and offensive. But when you watch that and you just get it out of your system and you get a good laugh, you feel so much fucking better because you're thinking.
To me, when comedy died was actually, I would say, the Honeymooners movie. The one with Cedric. Because if you remember, He wasn't even allowed to say his catchphrase of "I'll knock you to the moon." It wasn't SJWs wasn't a thing yet. Yeah,
to
it
the
wasn't
moon,
there
Alice,
yet.
to the moon.
But that was where it was slowly starting to creep in. Like this is catchphrase. He never actually hits his wife, but it's just his catchphrase that he's going to threaten to hit her. But he was not allowed to say that in the movie. To me, that was like, oh, comedy's about to get sensitive now, isn't it?
Yeah. And you don't see as many of them coming out anymore either. And then the ones, anything that's come out with Will Ferrell past Talladega Nights has been a fiery bomb. Right?
Oh yeah.
A lot of it's just because they're the same jokes, and you see all of them in the trailer, and then it's over. So
plus Will Ferrell kind of plays the same character a lot. I think people are catching on to that.
He was funny on Saturday Night Live, but the problem with Will Ferrell is he's funny in small doses. When it's like 2 hours of Will Ferrell, and he's supposed to carry the fucking movie.
Yeah, Will Ferrell is like a co-star. He shouldn't be the star of the movie.
The best thing I can think of is Elf, and that's because they pulled his character back a lot. You know what I mean? Like
it was a PG. Yeah, it was like PG, right? A PG. Like it's a kids movie.
13 comedy, but it worked because you have small doses of good Will Ferrell in it. Dude, my favorite line in that movie is when Barf just kind of looks at the camera and goes, "Funny, she doesn't look Jewish." I fucking every time he says is that, because it's like when I'm watching that as a little kid, I didn't get that joke, and now that I'm older, I'm like, "Oh my God, it's funny." And Mel Brooks loves to make fun of Jews, he's
Mel Brooks is smart. He knows he can do Spaceballs 2 anytime he wants, but he knows he can't do it right now in this climate.
He's basically the guy that Adam Sandler wishes he was. Like Adam Sandler makes fun of people too, but then he makes the movie be about sticking up for whatever that cause is, just to get away with all the jokes that he's put in the first 3/4 of the movies. Mel Brooks just fucking makes fun of everybody, and that's how he can get away with it.
So was Billy Madison? Was he actually mentally retarded?
I don't think so. No.
I'm trying to think of a good example. The
Airheads, he was.
The one that I saw.
Airheads, holy shit!
I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry, and it's one's it's gay jokes, fucking 2 hours, and then the very last minute, it's like, we're sticking up for gay rights, and then
But you've been making fun of them this whole time,
right? You've been making fun of them through the whole movie, and you're going to make it be about gay rights at the very end so that you can justify doing it.
The whole while he's pretending to be gay.
I'm on your game.
He's pretending to be gay so he can fuck Jessica Biel.
Goddamn
right. In all fairness, that's kind of reasonable. I'll allow it. I mean, she's kind of the only thing that saves that movie when she's in her little bikinis and underwear. This is worth it.
Yes.
I thought that I liked the concept of that movie, and I thought it was going to be hilarious. I was thinking it might be Some Like It Hot, and it just wasn't. It just didn't work.
In the hands of a better writer and actor and director, it could have worked.
And you notice you never see that DVD for sale anywhere. Just saying.
Now, I think Jessica Biel was, to kind of circle that back to her for a second. I think she was hotter in Blade Trinity because she had better abs in Blade Trinity.
Yes, she did.
That was my favorite thing in the trailer. I was like the first
time
that
bullshit ass lightsaber vampire kill that she pulled out.
Yep.
But yes, that was so awesome.
The first time.
I don't hate Blade Trinity.
No.
Dude, if you can,
I love that movie. I own it.
I used to have a DVD, and something happened to the DVD. I can't find anymore. But it had the director's cut of Blade Trinity. It has a lot of extra scenes. Those extra scenes are actually really good.
Blade Trinity. I do not hate that movie.
That was my introduction to Ryan Reynolds because I'd never seen Van Wilder, and I'm thinking, I don't know who the fuck this guy is, but he's fucking cracking.
People complained about him, he's too funny.
He's in a movie with Patton fucking Oswalt, who I think is hilarious, and he's upstaging Patton Oswalt in a movie.
Yeah, I'm like, Hannibal King in the comic books was a comedic character.
Yeah,
he was a character so comedic in the comic book. Blade had to just finally kill him.
He had me.
He was sick and tired of hearing him and just shot him dead.
Oh wait, here I gotta highlight a comment from our friend Goober Brothers Entertainment, Cody. Loody Magazine Day.
Loody Magazine Day. Now, who are we putting on the cover of that magazine?
O'Doyle rules.
I think
not the O'Doyles.
No. Let's see. Who
Jessica
can we?
Biel?
Jessica Biel.
She's still hot now, I think.
She is. Let's see. Wait, hang on. I'll talk amongst yourselves and let me find her here. Let's see.
Still fappable.
Yeah. Is Jessica? Hey Google, is Jessica Biel still fappable?
Oh my God, you didn't really say that.
Google's answering me. These came back from a search. It said. Let's see, Jessica Biel, 2019
Got a program
photos.
to pull up his porn history.
No, we don't want that.
If you screen share that, I'm.
It's not clown porn, is it?
No, this is on my on the computer, so no, it's not porn. Let's see here. She's not. I mean, this is. Let's see. I'm trying to find a decent picture of her. Let's see. Is this that looks old? Oh God, that's
The only
old.
thing that was cringy in Blade Trinity, as far as I'm concerned, was her making the playlist to go hunt with. It was such a fucking Apple commercial. I'm like, oh God, in product placement, so cringy as fuck. I think the director was almost doing that shit on purpose. Like, I'll put your fucking product placement. This
Right.
David Goyer, man. What did you expect?
Like, who the
Here
hell
we
would
go.
wear headphones when they're
Here we go.
like
There.
doing martial
That's-
arts? Fuck you.
That's
she's
her
still
right
cute.
there.
A little
Yeah.
bit older, but she's still cute.
Nope.
You just go. Oh, Pete, don't go
Browser couldn't
fat.
handle it. Yeah.
Don't go fat, Pete. Oh, this is about to get dirty.
Well, you know, a man's got to do what a man's got to do. We've been at it for 3.5 hours.
He's gonna look at that Jessica Biel porn.
That was planned.
It was
That
quick.
Fast. That was fast.
That's
She
what
was
she
too
said.
old.
That
Yeah,
happens. Yeah, it happens. It
I
gets
couldn't-
worse from
But
here.
what happened? Oh yeah, she kind of retired, didn't she? Once she
Yeah.
her and Justin Timberlake got married, she
Yep.
became like a mom.
Yeah.
She straight up
Yeah,
retired.
she's a mom now. She's not fappable anymore. I couldn't do it.
I don't know. She still looks good.
No, she does. She looks
Drew
good. I
Barrymore
can't.
still looks good. She was
You know,
my favorite for
She
years.
does, yeah.
She
She was
does,
my favorite
man.
for years.
It-
She still looks good.
Have you seen Elizabeth Hurley? She's like in her 50s.
She's
I
gorgeous.
saw
She
that
is
picture of
still-
Elizabeth Hurley.
She
in the
is
Eli-
still hot. And like,
Elizabeth-
oh my
I was
God.
really disappointed that she disappeared when she did, because I thought she had potential, man. Just even if she was
Problem is, a lot of her movies just didn't. Oh, come on,
Cody,
Come on,
damn it,
Cody.
Cody.
Hey, Cody, if you hate feet, you should go watch a movie called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm just saying, there's so many feet in
Monica's
that
never
fucking
gonna
movie.
watch that. She is
There's
never.
so many feet in that fucking movie. It's there's literally a scene where
Oh,
there's
this is
a
a
foot
foot
that
fetish
fills up
now.
the entire fucking movie screen.
She won't
It's
watch
just-
it. It's funny, man.
This hippie girl's nasty, dirty feet right in the fucking screen. It's on my website. I got that.
He
scene.
did that in Kill Bill. Now that I think
Yep.
about it, he
Yep.
did focus on her feet in some
did.
scenes.
Oh yeah, he's got
A
a foot
lot.
thing. He's got a foot thing,
A
and
lot.
he ain't afraid to admit it either, dude. Yeah, his foot fetish is fucking out of control.
But Uma Thurman doesn't even have now I can appreciate a well manicured set
Her
of
feet are
toes.
not that good.
She does
now.
not have nice feet that are aesthetic and
Mhm.
and well balanced compared to her legs. Like she has like feet like I have like a size 13. Like she has like feet like mine. It doesn't like on her it doesn't look no. She has like some big ass fucking like gunboats.
Pete, I'm gonna send you a link to this in the chat. Can you screen share this so you
Yeah.
can look at the scene I'm talking about?
Yep.
Oh no.
Click on that and just scroll down a little bit.
All right. Let me see here.
This one's for you, Monica.
Oh God. Let's see. Wait.
You'll see it. Yeah.
Well, let me. It won't let me open the link.
It won't.
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
That's just
maybe I missed part of it.
Maybe this is the internet telling us don't do
It's
it.
telling us don't do it.
It doesn't
Don't
do
do it.
hyperlinks.
You got kids, man. You
Okay,
got kids.
go to my. Let's just do it this way. Let's do the
All right.
regular. Let's see if it'll do this.
It says you
Oh
can.
no! Oh no! 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 I'm out. I seen it. You sick, Adam. You sick.
Hang on.
You see it?
I see it.
Not yet.
I need a minute. Y'all need Jesus.
Oh, Alex telling me I need Jesus is my favorite line of the entire night. Oh,
Jesus.
you are a treasure, sir. You crack me the fuck up. No, yeah, go to my website and then it's the first article on the page. Just scroll down, you can see it. The second link I sent you, that one.
It's the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah,
That
just scroll down that and you'll see it.
just click on that link.
Yeah, just
Okay.
yeah.
Let's see. Where I don't.
Just go to Raiders of the Lost
Oh, fuck.
You cannot now screen share that.
Oh, dude. Do I want? All right. Oh, God.
This microphone.
Oh.
He's probably cussing me out right now.
Oh, all right. I'll do it.
Do it.
I'm doing it.
This is not a shameless promotion.
Oh.
I'll come back. What did I miss? Oh, come on!
Woo!
Oh, I've got a small. I have a small guest here.
So imagine you're sitting in an audience theater. That's filling up literally the middle of the fucking movie screen. This girl's dirty feet. Sorry.
No, not you guys. Hang on. No, not you guys. Hey, you got to go back to bed, buddy. Okay. Night.
We woke him up.
No, you didn't. I've got my headphones on. I woke him up.
That is disturbing. That is
the movie's
I just come back. I just came back. And what do I see on my screen?
Every time they show feet in the movie, they're always dirty too, dude. What? Okay, foot fetish is weird enough, but dirty feet? Really, Quentin? Really? What's wrong with you, bro?
So Quentin Tarantino and Rex Ryan hang out. I take it then.
Yeah, he's got a foot fetish. I still like his movies. I love him.
Yeah,
he has a thing with feet. It's a little weird. You remember Jackie Brown? We talked about Jackie Brown, right? Remember when they're showing what's her name, Bridget Fonda, sitting there and she's eating the macaroni and cheese and she's got her feet sticking up and wiggling her toes with the little toe rings on there, and they zoomed in on. That's Quentin Tarantino. That's his foot fetish, bro. Every actress he ever has.
Yep. Now looking back at it,
and now that I showed it to you, you can't not see it.
God damn it!
Burned into my eyes. It's burned in.
Dirty, stanky, hippie feet.
Oh God, why?
No.
Why? Oh wait, here's a good one right here. Here's Cody.
I thought that was corny first. Oh no. This is.
I don't know what else. I don't know what else they
kicked off the fan cast for this.
I don't know what else they want at 3.5 hours other than pictures of dirty feet. I just really.
Maybe we should.
You know what? Hold up. I apologize to Cody. Can we get Brie Larson's feet up there? It can't be worse than what I just said.
Oh no, I don't want no more feet. I don't have a foot fetish, bro. I just don't.
I know. That's just.
I've known some people though that are attracted to feet.
I never got the foot fetish. I never understood it.
I
don't want to see Brie Larson's feet. I know
it's
that.
Too weird. Yeah, well, she's got them dirty feet.
She does.
Unicorn Store, isn't it? Is it? Did you watch that yet or no?
I have not watched it. I'm waiting until our watch party.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to get. I don't have Netflix. I don't have Netflix anymore though.
We'll get it back for 1 month.
I'll give you my fucking law. I'll give you
Unicorn Store. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Adam.
No.
Adam.
Show me those feet.
I'll give you my fucking login. I don't pay for it anyway.
Oh, bro.
You can.
Am I the only one here paying for Netflix?
I don't pay for it.
I don't like their content, man.
I'm like the fourth person on the account, bro. You know how that goes.
Stranger Things is their flagship series, and they had a shitty fucking season. And I'm like, oh god, even this show's getting low.
In all fairness, it wasn't supposed to be the flagship series. All the other flagship series got canceled.
That's true, dude.
No more House of Cards, no more Daredevil.
All of their
Orange is the New Black is gone.
Right. All of everything that they've got to offer, they've spent it already.
They fucked up when they fucked up when they canceled Longmire.
Yeah, Longmire was great.
I remember that.
I love that show.
I watched that.
She's got a new show now on Netflix. What is Another Life?
That was Katie Sackhoff.
Katie Sackhoff.
Girl. That's who should have been Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
If she would have been Captain Marvel, we'd be having different conversations about her right now.
Problem is, she's too likable.
Yep.
Yeah, she's too likable, and they probably thought
Captain Marvel was kind of supposed to be this annoying little cunt.
They probably thought she was too old, but yeah, she was. She won over all the nerds in Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you saw her new show, like she's in like a skimpy outfit in the first episode. She's kind of older, but she's still bangable.
There was some strong resistance when it was announced that she was going to play Starbuck in Battlestar Galactica, but she won everybody over because she had her own unique take on the character, and she still embodied everything that character was. She brought, if anything,
people accept her more than they do
she
the
brought an
original
extra
Starbuck.
level because Starbuck in the original series didn't have any weaknesses, and she showed vulnerability, and she nailed it, man.
It's almost like you saying it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman as long as the person's talented.
As long as they're written
That's
well.
a good concept to a lot of people, I'm sure.
She had a lot to prove, man, because she wasn't in shit before that show, and she had to show all the nerds and everybody that she had something to bring to the table, and she became the star of that show. People were tuning to watch her. Yeah.
Wasn't she in one of the Friday the 13th movies? She just got killed. She Jason X. She got killed in.
No, Jason X was the girl from Andromeda.
You know what? You're thinking of Halloween. She was in the one with Busta Rhymes. She was in that.
Oh my gosh, she is in Resurrection, isn't she?
She gets her head cut off. She gets her head cut off.
I forgot about
that. Came out before Battlestar, obviously, because Battlestar made her a star.
Michael Myers' greatest arch nemesis, Busta Rhymes. Just treat motherfucker.
Do you guys know I saw Busta Rhymes in concert? I saw him in concert.
Nice.
Did he stop the boogeyman?
No, no.
You should get your money back.
Boogie, man.
I'll be honest with you. I like some rap music. I've seen about 3 rap concerts in my entire life because a lot of rap concerts that I've seen, if I was to go to them, I would probably not come out alive. You know what I mean? So I've seen Ice Cube, Cypress Hill, and I saw Busta Rhymes. And Busta Rhymes was at a festival. It was a festival that was. Don't ask me why this lineup: Moby, Busta Rhymes, David Bowie, and Blue Man Group.
What the fuck?
It happens, man. It happens. I have
Summer
a story.
festivals can be fucked up.
How much acid was involved in that lineup?
Moby was the headliner, but I was there for David Bowie because I'm a fucking huge David Bowie fan. But I saw Busta Rhymes and
when I used to work at a casino, every year we had the state fair, and I remember one year they had the rapper T-Pain, and they brought all these cops, all these security.
You cut out for a second. What'd you say?
Oh, they brought T-Pain, the rapper, in, and they brought all these cops and security because they thought it was going to break out to a fight. Now, playing alongside T-Pain was what was her name? I think it was Demi Lovato.
Oh my god!
And they turned out everyone was cordial at the T-Pain concert. Everyone was cool. He even came and had some drinks afterwards. The Demi Lovato one for the teenage girls, them fucking bitches snapped. They lost it. The cops had to deal with them. It was the Disney star who brought trouble, not the rapper. I just love laughing.
Goober Brothers said he just started Woo Assassins. What the hell is that about?
I've been meaning to watch that.
That is a good show.
I've been meaning to watch that one.
It's got the guy from the Raid
show.
It's got the guy from the Raid on it. It's picture Avatar: The Last Art.
I think I got it.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear. I got you. Adam.
Okay.
He's frozen up.
Yeah, he's frozen on his hat. At least it ain't me this time. I want to say what it's about, but I want to wait till he comes back. No, Woo Assassins. I binge watched it. Watched it in one day. Picture, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Picture a live action version of that, but in modern day, and it doesn't suck. It's like this guy, he's this assassin. He's fighting these different warriors. They can control fire, water, wood, all these different things. He has to go and kill them all. It's good martial arts. Good acting in it. It's got the Iron Chef. What's his name? Mark Dacascos. You remember the Van Damme Street Fighter movie?
Unfortunately,
the guy who played Ryu in that movie is the main villain.
Okay.
So he's the fire. He's the fire Woo. He controls fire.
Now is that a? I cut out for a second there. I apologize. Is that a Netflix original?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It just came out like Wednesday, I think.
Right.
Yep.
Last Wednesday, yeah.
I might be up for a month, but
see, look at he's like, I'm gonna get my Netflix subscription back.
$15.
I would say,
fuck.
$15. Man, just get like the cheap for like 1 month. Just get like a cheap. We need that Indonesia plan. Was it India with the mobile plan for $3?
Jesus.
I want to see that. I want to see that Scorsese movie, man. But the thing is I don't want to fall for that because I know that that's what they're trying to do. They want me to sign up for Netflix, to watch that movie so that they can have their year-end reports and say, "Oh, we had all the subscribers because we had a Martin Scorsese movie on our channel."
Mhm.
I don't want to fall for that shit.
What the
I don't
hell
want
was?
I don't
What
want
is
to be
that
part of
movie?
the problem.
Is it The Irishman?
The Irishman.
That's
yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Irishman.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
We talked about that on our show last week a little bit.
That's
about-
right. That's right.
Mhm.
I
can
hate the
remember
fact that the streaming wars are fucking up entertainment because everybody wants to have their
Yep.
own little thing.
It's gonna
to
come
advertise
crashing
their
down.
service.
it is.
I
It's the
guarantee
bubble.
it's gonna crash.
It's gonna crash,
this
and I
is
want
the
I want it
new-
to
this
hurry
is the
up
new
and fucking
.com
crash
bubble.
so we can
Yeah.
go back
Yep.
to original.
It's the
The-
new .com
Yep.
bubble, which was the comic book bubble in the 90s. Like, it's gonna come crashing. It's
And
inevitable.
the other thing I think that they're fucking up with that is a lot of these stores. The reason I'm able to find all these awesome Blu-rays and DVDs recently for pennies on the dollar is they're shrinking their physical
Yeah.
footprint in the stores.
Mhm.
I am running out of more reasons to go to Best Buy every fucking day of the week. Every time they get rid of something, they got rid of CDs. Then they're getting rid of fucking Blu-rays. I'm like, what the fuck else do I want to go there? How often am I going to go buy a TV set or a refrigerator?
Yeah.
And I don't need to
Yeah.
go there to buy a goddamn cell phone. You know,
No.
there's no fucking reason to go to Best Buy anymore. I used to go there strictly for movies, and now they're fucking weeding those out of there. They still have some, but they're just going to have the new releases and nothing else. So they're
Which
literally
sucks, 'cause
jettisoning
Blu-ray-
it. They
Best Buy's
cut
one
their
of the best
section
places to
down
get
in
it.
half, and they're clearancing out everything else. So I think
Hey.
and they're doing it because people don't buy movies anymore. They want to stream everything, which I
See,
think
I still buy stuff.
it's a
Yep.
big mistake. I mean,
I still
Netflix
buy
is
stuff.
already censoring their shit. You know,
Mhm.
you
The
can't
only
censor
time-
a Blu-ray.
I always think like this: if I think I'm gonna watch it again one day, I'll buy Blu-ray. If
Yeah,
I'm
me
just
too.
gonna watch it one time, then yeah, I'll rent it or stream it. But I was like, most
In
things,
fact-
like I buy my movies, like what, like that Spider-Man trilogy.
I'm
like that
trying to stock
Caddyshack.
down. They made a Blu-ray of Miami Connection. I'm trying to fucking stock that down because that was sold strictly by Alamo Drafthouse, and
Mhm.
they sold that strictly through their website. But Alamo Drafthouse got bought recently, and their division of the company that releases Blu-rays did not get renewed. So if you have a copy of Miami Connection on Blu-ray, they're selling that shit on Amazon for $100. One fucking movie.
Oh, I need to
I'm
buy
not
it.
buying it for $100. I would love to have it.
I
would
want to have
take
it so I can sell it.
I would take it either on DVD or Blu-ray, but I don't want to pay that much for a B fucking movie. You know what I mean? $100 for a movie is retarded, and they're
At that
just doing that
point, I'll
because
just
they
download
can.
the version. I'll just
Well, I
download
have-
it and put it on a
I have the
DVD.
digital. Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I have two. I have the RiffTrax version, and I've got the digital regular version. So I technically own it, but I would like to have that one physical because
Mhm.
I watch it so damn much. But yeah, I'm trying to find a
Plus, the
decent deal
obscure
on
stuff, they don't show up on digital often.
No, I want to find
I-
it on eBay or something, or
Mhm.
hopefully it'll show up in a store and I'll just snag it and it'll be gone. But you know,
Yeah. I got this.
they
Oh, man.
released it in 2012 and I didn't discover it until like 2 years ago. I'm like, God, where's this movie been all my life? Fuck.
See, I got a movie. One day we should do a watch party of it. Have you ever heard of The Machine Girl?
I've heard of it, but I've never actually watched it.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous, but because it's one of those obscure movies, it's kind of. I have the DVD of it, but it's kind of hard to find it.
As long as you tell me that it's better than Sucker Punch, I'll be.
Oh, it's way better than Sucker Punch. You just gotta look up the trailer. The trailer just explains it like she's it's just a teenage girl with a machine gun for her hand,
leg. Yeah.
and she fights ninjas and yakuzas and all kinds of crazy stuff, and it's just ridiculous. It's Japanese. You know how the Japanese.
I don't
do that
know,
shit.
man. It's gonna be pretty hard to top motorcycle cocaine ninjas fighting a taekwondo rock band. Just saying,
That is true. That is true. The bar is set high now.
it's a high bar
See?
to go to hurdle. Yeah.
I've been doing that a lot now too with this whole culture war. I watch a lot of the obscure stuff.
That's what I do too,
the
dude.
obscure
This is
stuff
where
is still
this is where I live right now. I look
Yeah.
for shit.
No
I
one's
deliberately look
watching
for
the
shit.
obscure
and
stuff.
I tell you that the best place to go for that stuff is Amazon Prime. There is
Mhm.
so much bullshit on there to
Yeah.
watch.
I just use Tubi. Yeah, I don't mind sitting through the ads, but I was like, yeah, you can find all because no one. If a movie
There's a
comes
lot of
out
stuff
this
on
year,
YouTube if you look too.
Yeah, if a movie comes out this year that's offensive, if it ain't popular, if it doesn't have Robert Downey Jr., no one cares how offensive it is. They're not watching it.
I'll watch Red Letter Media, and if they're doing something on Best of the Worst, if it looks interesting enough, I'll try to track down that movie just to see what they're talking about. If it's something that they're like me, they're looking for the diamond in the rough, something that's so bad it's wonderful. So
That's the stuff you want.
that's where I live. Those are the things that I live for right there. Yeah, the bar's been really set high because before Miami Connection, my favorite was Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus. I thought
I
that
think I've
was the
seen
greatest,
that once.
greatest
Yeah, I've
movie
seen that
I'd ever
once.
seen in my entire life. And then I saw Miami Connection. I'm like, nope, topped it. Motorcycle
Then
cocaine ninjas definitely beat giant sharks and giant
But
octopus.
does it have a rubber tire with telekinesis?
Yeah, I was gonna
Well,
say that's pretty hard to top.
Yeah,
that
That's kind of a big one right there.
that's its own things too. Yeah.
and now that we've come full circle back to the movie Rubber, and we've been on for 3 hours and 40 minutes.
Oh dear God!
We should probably wind this.
Yeah,
down.
I should probably wind it down.
I think it's about time to wrap this one up and take it home. So, yeah, this has been a hell of a show.
We
to say
lost
the least.
Loudy and Monica.
Yeah.
Yep. But this is definitely still not my longest. This is my longest live stream episode though. So, and I think I only got kicked off like 4 or 5 times tonight. So that's got to be a record too for me.
Yeah, but you know what? You sounded amazingly clear all night, though. You didn't reboot once.
No,
not once all fucking night. So this is definitely the way to go.
This is
so fucking easy to use.
Oh God,
The only problem I had was hearing Adam, and once I switched from my phone to the laptop, it was perfect.
That's weird that it did that too, because I think
it was only your voice. I could hear.
I don't know.
Monica,
Is this designed to be used on a phone though, or is it more browser based? Because
it did say something. It said it's experimental in the mobile phase.
Okay, that's why.
But like I said, it was weird because I could hear everyone else. It was just
this thing
you.
Actually runs through Google Chrome, so it's not even a program.
I'm on Firefox.
Yeah. Oh, that's probably why. Okay.
No, I'm on Firefox right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't use Google Chrome too much.
Okay.
Right.
I was just saying that because you didn't have to install a program. You just literally log in and.
Yeah, I think they're still working on the mobile one because when I used it on the phone, like before it showed up, it said you were watching the mobile version. If any problems happen, switch to a desktop.
It messed me up, dude, because I had this big long intro that I've been working on all
afternoon. I know,
and then right in the middle of it, like I can't hear you. I'm like, oh fuck, really? I had this nailed too, man.
And the messed up part is it has to do something with the app because when I turned it to the YouTube, I turned it to watch the stream live, I could hear you perfectly. It was only through the app.
I would start talking, and then like you'd be talking. I'm like, oh, that's right, he can't hear me. Fuck.
Yeah, so I have to pay attention to your voice. I thought, let me fix this.
It's all good,
He's
man.
just laughing.
Yeah. Hey,
I still think this is easier to operate than Google Hangouts. I'm just saying.
It is.
Yeah.
This is way easier than
way
Hangout.
easier. Yeah.
I'm
You
not.
just have to work out the kinks.
I didn't have any issues with my screen shares tonight either.
I'm willing to. I'm willing
that
to,
one issue.
I'm willing to subscribe to this.
Yeah.
The problem is though, is they want all the money up front, so that's like $240. That's
You showed that feet and that disturbed me. That's an issue. All right, fellas, I'm gonna head on out of here.
Right. So
5 a.m. comes pretty quick.
Yep. So thank you to Lick7, Alex, and Groovinator from Raiders of the Lost Flicks for coming on, being in the Place to Be reviews tonight. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you can email us at theplacetobereviews@mail.com, the world's best mail. I am Itepuian, the benevolent one this evening, saying I bid you au revoir on behalf of my co-host Monica and Coach Loudy. And I will see you tomorrow with probably a couple more videos. So like, share, subscribe. Go over subscribe to Raiders of the Lost Flicks. Check out Goober Brothers Entertainment. Subscribe to him. Thank you to the Elite Goober Brothers, Flair X, Admiral Tiberius, the Appalachian American in the chat tonight. So thank you, everybody, and have a great night. Go out there, and I always do the Jerry Springer. Wasn't it Be Good? And be good to each other from the end of the Springer show right after they hit each other with fucking
Tell
chairs.
Ned to sleep with your wife.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Cast me outside. How about that?
How about that?
Oh,
okay. I think